Right. Let's do this. All around me, silly messed up faces, frantic paces, bright and early for their daily doses. It's hypnosis, chemical mesmerizing. Our tears are for the frightened masses. COVID passes, divided masses. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. More rules tomorrow, more rules tomorrow. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. Dreams of the world still normal are the best I've ever had. When people trust false science and do something very bad, like handing over freedom, it's a very, very masked world. Masked world. Start controlling your world. Masked world.
Welcome to Patrick Roberts, our new timeline.
Hey guys, hey everybody. Man, this computer is running slow tonight. I'll tell you. So tonight, hey, Chloe was the first one in tonight. Welcome, Chloe and Cammy. Watchful, welcome. So there's lots of things that I want to talk about tonight. I think if Sharky's listening, if you can let me know that you're listening. Otherwise, I'll wait to talk about Sharky later and just go right into the near death stuff. We all think about like dying, passing away. We all think about what it'd be like on the other side, I'm sure. Or or not, whatever. But I think most of us think about it. And I, all the way up till 2016, I was, I can say, scared to death of dying. And since 2016, it's like, I'm not afraid anymore because I know for a fact there's something after this. Just the experiences I had in 2016 when I woke up from the coma from kidney failure. I'm sure you all pretty much know that story. So I had things that were unexplainable, like being where they put that tube down, incubated. When they incubate you when you're brought into the emergency room. And then you wake up on the operating table and ask the doctor to let you go, having a conversation with the doctor, even though I was, pretty out of it still, obviously, because I just woke up on the woke up on the operating table. They didn't give me enough of a juice to keep me under. So then, and it took me years to remember that. When I came out of the coma, the doctor came up to me and said, "So we had a problem on the operating table, huh?" And I'm like, I was like, that was real. That was real. I'm glitching out now, but I'm like, I was shocked that wasn't that. I didn't think I didn't think I was able to have the conversation with the tube in my down my throat. So I'm like, how is that possible? So I think at that moment is when I switched timelines, or uh, I literally passed away in that world, and it jolted me to this Earth, which is almost exactly like my old Earth, except for I'm in different parts of the universe. Like I was on Sagittarius, in the Sagittarius arm or something like that. And I remember my teachers telling us that that's where we were and pointing where we were. And also, they would talk about Orion. And I find it kind of funny looking back and thinking, like, wow, out of all the worlds or the universe in the universe, all the stuff, other places you could be talking about, they really honed in on Orion. So I'm wondering if that connection, they knew, or they were taught that there was a strong connection with Orion. But anyways, this is supposedly we're on Orion now, right? Supposedly. So that's changed, and different parts of my anatomy changed. My heart's in a different place. Um, Supposedly, I remember the heart being on the left side. You stand up for the national anthem and put your hand over your left side chest, over your heart. Well, now it's in the middle. Our kidneys moved up. They're behind the ribs now. They used to be uh, down, down below the ribs, because in boxing they had a rule. No, it was called no kidney punches. So if you punched into the kidney, you're probably gonna lose that fight right there and then. No kidney punches, low blows. Uh, you might not lose the fight, but you lose points, whatever. But anyways, the point is that they had a rule. So now the kidneys are up underneath the rib cage, so they're protected now. Um, I remember the eye sockets, behind the eye sockets. There never was bone that you could see. It was always you nothing there. It was just a holes after the skull. You're looking at the skull, and there's just two holes there, where the eyes were. Um, so the Kennedy assassination changed. So there's so many things. The sun changed for me. It used to be yellow, a nice yellow, not real bright yellow, but a nice shady yellow, and now it's white. Yeah, um, I am not crazy. I'm not. I'm not crazy. I just am from a different world or a different system. Kidneys, eyes, hands, ribs, feet, spine all seem to be different, and bones are stronger. Well, some people. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My back seems to be fucked up. I seem to have gotten better better in some places and worse in other places. You could put it on getting old, but I'm not buying it. My my dad and my grandpa were not crippled up the way I am right now at this age. I should still be playing softball. But anyways, back to the near death thing. So how do you explain have an argument with the doctor and you're supposed to be incubated? I don't know how to explain that. And the feeling I had when they actually were incubating me, they were trying to shove that tube in. You would think I would be really frantic, and even though they gave you a drug, if they probably gave me a drug to calm me down, I'm sure. And I absolutely, if listen, I've been on morphine, 60 milligrams of morphine, and 10 milligrams of oxycodone. Well, the morphine 3 times a day, 60 milligrams 3 times a day, and 10 milligrams of oxycodone 4 times a day. I had a high tolerance to uh, drugs. So I could still move around and everything. That is my point, right? I absolutely felt nothing. I couldn't feel any limbs of mine. I was not hallucinating because I was watching them put the tube in me. I was watching the water splash up. And then I kind of had a real quick glance, like just a couple second glance from the outside looking at me, that looking at them working around me. It wasn't very long at all, and for that, and then I felt like somebody was telling me everything was going to be all right. I felt so good, like I felt I felt my I felt what it was like to be full consciousness, and I totally felt like it's so hard to explain. Just not You would think you would freak out by not feeling your body at all, like you can't move your limbs, you can't talk to anybody, you're just trapped inside your body. You would think I would freak out because I'm claustrophobic as it is. And if I was to have some kind of drugs like that, uh, and even when I was in the coma, I could recollect uh, what was going on. Actually, wanting them, I was screaming in my mind. Now I wasn't in full consciousness at this point. I was in my body, just in my mind, screaming to myself, "Wake me up! Get me out of here! I want out!" That was the weirdest fucking feeling ever. You know, feeling like I was awake during the whole thing. I could hear anybody that was like my ex girlfriend would come visit me. I could hear, most stuff that she said I could hear, very faintly, but I could hear it. Sound like it was a weird sound to it. Um, it was a very weird sound. It wasn't like we could like when we talk to each other. You can, you know, it sounds normal. It's like, but it's almost like like you're in a tunnel or something, and they're screaming, or they're not screaming, but they're talking through like a tube, and the echoing of the noise. Uh, that's just what it sounded like. I know it sounds really weird, but um, yeah, that sucks. I mean, I would never want to be in a coma again if that's the way it is all the time. I don't know how other people act or even remember being in the coma, but the only time that I was in pure consciousness was the initial right away when they were putting the tube down me. Um, my ex girlfriend was telling me like bells and whistles were going off all over the hospital, like in the emergency room part. It makes me, kind of break down a little bit inside when I hear that, because it's like people that I didn't even know were literally trying to save my life, and that's amazing. And I love the medical community. I just don't like what they're doing right now, and 99% of them don't even know what they're doing. So that kind of hurts, and I have to. I want to, as much as possible, stay away from the medical community. But back when all that stuff happened with me in 2016, I would call every one of them nurses and doctors that helped me out that day. Wow, definitely heroes. My cousins included. She was even working in an emergency room. The first hospital they had me in, or that I went into, she was my hometown, and she was the one of the head nurses actually that was working in the emergency room that night when I went in. Even my own uh, cousin was there. Um, it's it's kind of weird that if you have a cousin that's there, because she actually got a hold of my dad, all my relatives and stuff. And I think the only ones that actually came to see me was her dad, which would be my uncle, and I think his wife came. I'm not sure. I don't. I was kind of out of it, but I remember him. Maybe he didn't come, but for some reason I can remember him. Um, and then I had a bit where I was in like a kids cancer ward, where I was waiting for the ambulance to come get me. So they're transferring me to a different hospital. So I was laying on this bed waiting for the ambulance to come wherever it was coming from, and then they they had me down in the cancer ward, and the kids were all drawing pictures and stuff like that, and coloring and stuff like that, and uh, I was like, this is really cool. It's kind of, nice and good atmosphere and stuff. And I was like, hey, can I get down and can I get down and color with them? And they're like, no, you're too sick. So then, and so I talked to my cousin after I got out of the other hospital. After I got out of the hospital, I had talked to my cousin. And I said, "Where's the cancer ward in the hospital? The kids' cancer ward?" And she's like, "We don't have one." And I was like, "Really?" So I'm like, could that have been like a hallucination? But I'm like, no, that was awfully real for being a hallucination. I mean, that was like real because one of the kids came and brought me a colored photo, and I didn't really have a conversation, but I'd nod my head or go, something like that with my cousin and my uncle. I could have swore I had a conversation with him. Uh, but if it wasn't him, it was somebody I was talking to that they had somebody stay with me at all times. Somebody had to be there with me. So I was like carrying on a conversation with them. Uh, I was out of it though for a while. Damn. But it's just like I don't know if I'd ever want to go through all that again. I mean, it's like I think I would rather just like be just pass on, go to wherever I'm going next, because that's even though I recovered really fast. Like I was out of the hospital within about a week, 7 8 days, something like that, and that's like a miracle in itself because my kidneys were gone. They were literally gone. And I mean, my creatines were a 15. They're only supposed to be a 1. So, and they usually start dialysis at a 5. So it's like, I don't, when you think about it, when you really think about it, it's like, I really shouldn't be here right now. There's really no explanation for it. So that's why I think since everything's changed, not everything, but a lot of things changed around me, and I feels like I passed away, but all my relatives are here. It's like it's almost like moving to another world where you your consciousness moved out of that world into this world where this Patrick was living the whole time and doing his thing, and now I joined the partial consciousness that this Pat had, kind of joined together, which would explain new things that I like, you know, different viewpoints that I have, me being closer to God or Jesus, I mean, all that stuff. It kind of all, it's like all puzzle pieces that I've been putting together to try to come up with what the heck happened to me. Why, and lots of you, why are so many things changed? How did they change? We have residue. Matter of fact, I was in Walgreens the other day and I took a photo of the American flag, my original American flag, and that's what we call residue. You look at our flag. Go look at our flags right now. And I don't give it two shits about what you look up on. You look up on Google or whatever, and they've got like fucking 50 different American flags now that mean different things. Fuck that shit. That never was like that before. AI. I think AI has a lot to do with this shit too, and I just don't. This this whole place is fake. It's all fake. And I'm not saying your loved ones are fake. I'm saying that everything happens and everything in this world that happens is fake. Is false flags, uh, you name it. It's all scripted. And so, what does that mean? I have no idea. I have no idea whether this is some kind of this whole experiencing this life in this life form. Um, I've definitely experienced a lot of different. Learned a lot of different emotions that maybe that's what we're here for, is to learn how to love one another, and because we have different nationalities like African American, Hmong, Japanese, whatever. I think the reason behind that is to learn how to love different different people. Uh, like if we go after we pass on, we go up in our original bodies. We've got to learn how to accept other alien forms that aren't like ours, instead of wanting to fight them all the time, or fight, kill, kill, kill. We got to get away from that. And I don't know what this is all about, but I do. The only facts I know for sure is that things have definitely changed here. Like, my history has changed. JFK was assassinated a different way now, in a different vehicle with more people in the car than I remember. And like logos like Captain Crunch was spelled as if it was Captain, never Captain Crunch. And when I see that all the time, I can't even look at that box. It's just like, what the hell is going on? Um, it's a hard thing to deal with. I thought, how many years now later? 5 years later, I think it is. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 6 years later. So 6 years later, you would think that that would have went away by now, and it's not. It's still hard to take in that things have changed, and a lot of people don't fucking believe you. If I'm watching the news, I can tell, I can see right through that shit right now. I can see where they're taking shit. It's getting so easy, at least to me. And I don't know if they're just getting that sloppy, or they don't care, or I'm just getting really good at reading it. And I think a lot of you are getting good at reading through all the shit. But hey, I'm not going to sit here and take up the airways all night. Um, I would like to see if anybody would like to come in and join me. Uh, Phone lines are open. Hey, Kristen, welcome. Chloe, welcome. Cami, welcome. Minus. Hey, and Crunchy Rap is here. Great, awesome. The phone lines are open. Anybody can come in. Uh, Anybody can come in. I only have a couple of you blocked. So, but that's just the way the cookie bounces, right? See, I don't think the. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. They are getting sloppy, though. Yeah, they definitely are. Oh, yeah, everything they run is nothing but programming of the masses. Yes. Cammy says here they wouldn't let you anywhere near that ward, with them having no immune system, and all they are is a sterile ward. Did it sound as if you were underwater? Yeah, kinda, a little bit. Yeah, it's on a more tunnel like, but yeah, I guess a little bit underwater. I guess so. It's very hard to explain. Uh, you have to hear it to understand it. And I don't think I've ever talked about that either. The more I think about it's like new stuff comes up. The more I analyze that whole, from the time I went into the hospital to the time that until now, actually, more shit more shit comes up. But mostly I deal with the just the time I went in and the time I came out. You know. Uh, yeah, it's on purpose. They want people to wake up so we collectively demand a new world order. Um, I don't know. Do you think people are going to demand a new world order? Where I don't think they're going to demand a new world order. If people would wake up, I mean, a lot of us are awake. Are we demanding a new world order? No. Hey, BLB, welcome. Lucky Leg 6. Super Lick Party on that. What are you talking about? The normies will. Yeah. Well, hopefully they wake up enough to understand that's not good. Yeah, that's what they call it. Woke. Yeah, supposedly. It's like certain groups are woke to certain things. It's like you got to put them all together. Nobody is putting them all together. and becoming fully woke. And I know I'm not even full like I'm sure there's a lot more for me to see and understand. I'm sure I have a lot more waking up for myself to do, but some people who call themselves woke aren't even close to being woke. They're woke to a certain point, but it could take. I mean, how long does it take somebody to become woke? Woke? I don't think anybody can wake up in a couple hours, or a couple weeks, or even a couple months. Not even a couple years. I think it takes quite a long time to get to the point that we are all at. And even some of us in here we're all on different areas, fighting to wake up even more. I think most of you are. I mean, if you're watching my channel, you're searching for the truth and searching about who we are and what we're supposed to be doing here, and all that stuff. You know, that's what I mostly talk about. And since the Mandela effect hit me, I am totally uh, fucked up for the rest of my life. For the rest of my days here, I am fucked up because things just are not the same. And let's welcome my buddy Joe Dirt. Hey Joe, welcome.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good. How you doing, bud?
I don't know if I got that good of a signal or not. Earlier today, I had nothing. So
I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me? All right, cool.
you're good.
So, did you want to comment on anything that I've been talking about as far as near death? Did you have a near death experience?
Nah, he's testing my ignorance. I, I just got here, so I don't have a fucking clue what you're talking about.
Uh, okay. Is there anything that you would like to talk about? Is there a topic that you want to talk about?
But you just said near-death experiences, so let's talk about what you just said.
Oh, okay. It sounded like you didn't have a clue.
I had a good day, man. I went out with my neighbors and we were on the lake all day, and I had a good day. So I don't really know, man.
Well, you know what? I like that tank top. Tank top. That tank top. Tank top. Yeah. Do they
With a
call
fork.
is that what they call wife beater? A wife beater shirt? Or is it just a
You
white
know,
white
you
shirt?
know I'm white trash when I'm fucking wearing a tank top, eating fucking salad noodle with a fork.
What are you eating? What did you say? Salad noodle?
Yeah,
Ah,
there you go.
well, we've certainly took a turn here. Uh,
Yeah, I didn't mean to come on and disrupt your shit, so I can actually
oh
take
no,
off if you want.
no, no. I'm just saying we're like off topic, and and that's fine because um, it's always good, dude. You know, it's always I enjoy having you on. I just think that you're a funny guy.
I am hilarious. I like to think the same thing, Patrick.
You're
I'm
a
not sure that's
you're
always true, though.
you are a wild and crazy guy. Who says that back in the day?
Steve Martin.
Yes,
What
sir.
a
Yes.
crazy man!
Yes, sir. You got it right. It
Yeah,
it's like
I like that
there's
shit.
like
That shit actually entertains me.
nobody talks our language besides people that are from our era. Nobody would have understood what I just said except for somebody from our era. You know, just going by who says I'm a wild and crazy guy. You know, that's all I said, and he got
Steve
Steve
Martin.
Martin.
Steve
Yeah,
Martin.
yeah, his Saturday Night Live
You
skit.
wild and crazy man.
um, another popular saying that everybody knows who it is if you say, "Don't step on my blue suede shoes." Right? You know who that was? Or, oh, okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Right? You guys know who I'm talking about? Do you know who I'm talking about, Joe?
I have no fucking clue. I ain't even fucking listening to you, man.
When I said,
I'm here
I said
now. What do you want? What the hell do
just
you want?
just a
Why'd
few
you call
words.
me?
All I have to say, all I have to say is thank you very much, and everybody knows who the hell I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Elvis is right. Yes, Esther. Yes, Eric. Yes, Elvis, and Minus got it right also. Yes, Elvis. Oh my gosh.
Of course it was.
You know, you just blew that whole theory right out of the water, Joe.
And everything I do now is just me.
You kind of cut up a little bit. Um, I didn't understand what you said. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, let's see if we can catch up here.
There you go.
Camera.
You're coming in good now.
Yeah.
Oh, now you're breaking.
Everything I do now is just me. So that's what you see.
Ah, okay. Um. So I don't know. I don't know what to talk about. Oh yeah. One of the biggest things that I think we all need to get out of, and I think I'm there pretty much, is getting rid of fear. You know I have some fears left, but I think a lot of my fear is
What are
dissipated.
you scared of, partner? What are you scared of?
No, it's like when they on the outside of your reality, people are talking about the Russians attacking or something going down, or now
Them
the
people. Why are you scared of them people?
I can't hear you.
It's in your head. Why are you scared of them people? In your head.
Why am I scared of what people?
Then you
I
can't understand.
Yeah, you're cutting out too, so bad that I don't understand what I can't get what you're saying.
Sorry,
Yeah, no,
sorry,
that's
man.
that's okay. It happens.
All
Uh,
right,
I
so
I just
fucking
can't answer your
now,
question.
now, motherfucker. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah,
Can you hear me now?
yep. I can hear you.
All right. I just gotta find a chair in the middle of pitch black. Oh,
Okay, so now what was your question now
well, I
about
didn't
being?
have a question.
Oh, okay, well, okay. What were you saying about being afraid of or
I
being
was
fear?
asking you why you're afraid.
Why I'm afraid? Uh,
Yeah, that's
I
what I was
the
asking you.
the
Why are
only
you afraid, Pat? I'm not afraid of shit, right? And I've
no I
had some real fears in my life, but at the same moment, I'm not fucking afraid of shit. So why are you afraid, Pat?
I am afraid for my kids. You
You know
know,
what? It's not you.
no, but they're an extension of me. You know, I just
No.
worry. I worry about them. I worry about them a
Oh,
lot.
oh, oh.
For myself, I don't really have much fear of anything. I
Man,
just, I,
I'm sorry, Pat. I treat almost everything like an animal, including people a lot of times. And it's my fault, but that's how I see almost everything sometimes.
yeah, and I don't, I missed what you like. I got that what you just said there perfectly, but I didn't hear what you said prior to that.
Yeah, what do you want me to say? Animals, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Uh, Cammy said, "Hey Pat, you trust God and Jesus? Yeah. Then don't fear for them. He loved them as much as He loves you. Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Middle of
For sure.
nowhere. It's all dark. You ain't gonna get no light.
Yeah. Hey, Biz Woofer, welcome. Um, Ken Ken Rodman is here.
There's no moon here tonight.
No, where's your moon?
No moon at
They
all.
didn't put
It is dark,
they,
man. It
they
is
didn't put it
dark
out
out
yet,
here.
huh?
No, it is
They,
dark.
hey, they forgot to put it out tonight.
Hey, Patrick, I actually had a lot of fun, man. And I had to remind my neighbors that I only see people about once every 6 months, once every year. I mean, I'm so secluded that I'll talk to myself. You know what I mean? And it was nice tonight when neighbors came up and we all went on the lake on the big old fucking pontoons. And no, dude, we caught like 60 fucking crappies and they didn't want none of them. So I got to bring them all home and chopped them up. And I had a great day, dude. I really did have a great weekend. I didn't expect it either, you know? I don't know if you could fucking hear me,
Yeah, I can hear you.
but whatever.
I'm listening to you.
No, it was great, man. Had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it
Damn.
sounds like did you guys get
I
any
miss
rain?
it when families get together. I miss it when families get together, honestly. And that
Yeah.
wasn't even my family. That was just the people up the road. I love them guys, though. I have for the last fucking 3 years. And they only come up twice a year.
Right.
But the problem is, sometimes, man, I can go the entire year and not talk to anyone. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Right.
So it disturbed my force. You know what I mean? It disturbed my. It reminded me how much I miss.
Yeah.
The boy's been over there for 2 days. I'm home tonight, but it's been a hell of a weekend, that's for sure. And I do miss that type of shit. And then I can let 6 months go by and not talk to another human soul. I'm not sure you guys understand quite that, but I know you actually do. But I'm the realest motherfucker that'll tell you 6 months is easy. It's fucking
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah, I don't know if I could. I mean, for one, it's not really good for
I'm a
you.
fucking hermit, Pat. You know that. I'm in the middle of the fucking woods, and everyone around me is my own family anyway, so you might as well say there's fucking a literal mile and a half squared here. You know what I mean? So no one ever fucks with me. I don't like half of them, but they leave me alone too. You know? I can
Yeah.
go anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man, I don't connect enough with real human beings. And days like today remind me of that.
Yeah. Do you do a lot of fishing and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, well we did tonight. That was fun. Yeah,
Mm.
no, we took a big old. My neighbor built a huge pontoon with slides and shit, and it's an awesome boat, right? And we actually fished tonight because it was perfect overcast. And yeah, man, I got like 60 fucking copies that I didn't even touch. So,
Mm.
you know, they didn't want them. I'll take them all.
Uh, Ken said you should come on and tell us about that, Ken. Ken Rotman said, "No, he knows what you mean, Joe. My weekend was same. Went to Melbourne and met up with Pie Man, Ozzy, PK, and a longtime girl buddy of mine and her daughter. It was a blast. And welcome, Texas Danny. And that's another thing that, hey, Glenn, that's another thing that changed for me was the um, the atlas itself. Lands South America is like way the fuck off course, and looks like it's gonna run into Africa, um, or Saudi Arabia, wherever that is down in that area. I think that's uh, Egypt or what is that down in that area where you have South America and it's like sliding east, and
I know what you're talking about.
it's damn near underneath Florida. You know, we're gonna take out Cuba. No, it's just
Oh,
ridiculous how far it moved
don't
over. It
worry
used to,
about that stuff, Patrick. Hey, Patrick, don't worry about that. Just picture that the world moves all the time, and they don't want to tell you that the world moves. So they can never keep track of geography because the world's always moving. That's why you have the continents that seem to stay the same. That's why we call them continents.
well, this South
Hey,
America is
all I ever asked any of you guys was to listen to what I have to say, but never do what I do. So take it what you want.
so you come with a warning, huh? A warning label.
I got a big
like
warning sticker on my forehead.
like
I got
Jackass
a
the
big
movie.
warning sticker, man.
So yeah, sometimes it's a good thing not to have communication with the outside world because at times it's like, I mean, I took a I wanted to take a listen. I wanted to take a cab from where I live to Walgreens, which is about 2 miles. It's in town. I'm just on the very outskirts of town, not in the country, just on the very outskirts of it. And so the cab picks me up, and he starts going away from where we need to go to in town. And I said, "Where are you going?" And he's like, "Oh, we have another pickup." And I'm like, I thought, don't cabs usually supposed to take you right to where you want to go? I mean, that's what you're paying for, right? No, this cab service, we've got another pickup. I said, well, I'm like in a hurry. I need to. My daughter's graduation's at 6 o'clock, and I wanted to get to Walgreens to get her graduation card and stuff. And so I had to get there. It's already uh, 10 after 5. They took 20 minutes or so to come get me. And so he's like, well, no, it's not that far out of the way. He goes and he drives all the way on the other side of town, out in the outskirts of the other side of town. And I'm like, I said, I thought you said it was not that far out of the way. And he's like, oh, well, I mean, it's a little bit further, but. And he's like, we're almost there. It's right up here. So by the time he picks this other guy up and we get back to close to town, it's already almost 5:30. And I'm like, I can't take a chance because they don't wait for you. If he drops me off at Walgreens, I have to call the cab service back up to have them come get me. And there would never be enough time. I'd miss my daughter's graduation. So I'm like, I think she'd rather have me there than I'll get her the card later. But anyways, so this guy, and he could have went just right to Walgreens, dropped me off, and then went and got him. I
Hey,
was
Patrick,
like, what in the hell is going
what
on with these people? Yeah.
what's today's date?
The 29th.
It's the
29th of July.
30th. Today's the 30th.
Am
Oh,
I
not for
still
me
here?
yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
Oh,
11:02 p.m. here.
dude, June 11th, my daughter gets married.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
show up for that, but I kind of have to.
Hey, congratulations, Joe. Nice.
Yeah. So welcome, Glenn.
Hey, how you doing, Patrick?
Yeah, it's
Good.
like a milestone, right? It
Yeah,
really is a
definitely.
milestone.
Yep, that's great.
Yeah, yeah. Less than 2 fucking weeks. Holy shit. Time already's here.
You better get your suit out. Get your suit out of there. I'd use my laptop with my
Uh,
camera, but my laptop
she
won't.
told me she already bought everything, so I
Well,
gotta
watch.
show up.
Well, when you get unoccupied, you
You
are
know,
more like you can come in anytime. Um,
I don't know why I
so
said that, but I did. Yeah,
So, so
I
I, I
must
got
be
I got a,
nervous.
I got a near death experience for you, Patrick. If you
awesome.
if you want to hear about it. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to
Most
hear.
definitely.
okay, so my first cruise in the Navy, I got out of boot camp and went to aircraft mechanic school in Memphis. And after I finished school and stuff, they sent me to the fleet. So my first cruise was on the John F. Kennedy, and we are making an East Pac cruise. And aircraft you fly at nighttime. I was an aircraft mechanic, so I worked on the flight
Yeah.
deck. So all our flights and stuff are always nighttime. You never fly in the day; it's always night ops. So I'm waiting for a recovery, and the planes go around. The jets fly around the carrier in a circle, and they dump the fuel out of the wings. Because they can't land with the fuel in the wings because they're too heavy. They'll break the wings. It's like when the planes land on the carrier, it's a controlled crash. So they have to dump their fuel. So they're all lined up to land on the plane, and they come in one by one and catch the cables. So I'm waiting for a recovery to come in, and they're coming in one at a time, and they hit the deck, grab the cables, and then the cable gets retracted, and they bring the planes up and stack them all up in rows on the front of the ship. And when a plane was coming in, I heard a bang, a big loud bang, like an explosion, right? And so I looked to my left, and the cable had snapped, one of those, and the giant cables. It snapped and went right over my head and killed everybody to my left. Everybody was cut in half. Hands, feet. It was terrible, terrible. And I was just young, right out of high school, and went through school, and I must have been 18 years old when that happened. And the
And you're
first
and
thing,
you're telling the truth, aren't you? Are
yes,
you
I am.
telling the truth?
Yeah, yeah, I'm telling the truth. I'm not
I
lying, man.
mean, that's a horrific thing to say.
Yep. I'm telling you the truth, man. There was two helicopters next to me. I was waiting on the side because we got to when you're working on in the service, they have air wings every squadron, and I was on a squadron
Yeah.
waiting for my planes to come in. When the planes come in, I go ask the pilot what problems he had with the plane when he was out flying, and we fix them. And so you have to wait till the pilot lands and go talk to him and get a list of any problems he had with the engines or the controls or anything like that to fix. And when I looked to my left, the two helicopters I was standing next to, that the rear ends of them with the propellers were cut right off. The cable was so strong it cut the ends of the helicopters off. And when they have a crisis like that on
Yeah.
the ships, the first thing that happens is they have a complement of Marines on the carriers. One full complement of Marines are on there. They take control of all crisis situations like that to keep people under control. You know what I mean? And they actually had to fly that pilot that landed too hard
So
off the
bad.
ship because they
That's
want to.
so bad, dude.
It was terrible, terrible.
That's
But
so
that's
bad.
They
I,
they they had to
you
hold
could
on. They
stop
had
your
to.
story. You don't. That's so bad.
I want to hear his story, but I want to.
Oh
What did you
no,
say at first?
it's disturbing. What was
so,
your
Yeah.
lesson?
Well, so
so
hold
What
on.
was
I
your
want to ask
lesson? Why are you telling us this?
well, I'm just
What was
telling you,
your
it's
lesson?
because it's a near-death experience,
exactly.
Joe.
You know,
If you'd let him finish telling the
Oh,
story,
I'm not sure I consider that a near death.
huh.
I mean, I've been so close to death so many times, like he described. I'm not
yeah,
sure I would consider that a near death.
Well,
I
a
mean, you
few,
could have
a few,
died.
a few
Everyone
feet lower,
around
I
you
would have been taken
died.
out with it. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not quite
yeah. I
what.
mean,
what needs to.
Right. I understand what you're saying, Joe. Actually, a near death is actually
You feel your whole body
are,
taken away.
yeah, and
You feel
you're
your whole
something
body
actually
taken
happened
away.
in some way or form.
But I'm not
Something happened.
trying to dismiss what you said, Glenn. I
Yeah, no
mean,
problem.
that's
Yep.
a horrifying thing. I'm not sure whether to say thank you for sharing, actually. I mean, that really is a horrifying thing. And I could
So
think of a few moments in my life that's been pretty close to what you described, and I'm not sure I could share them.
Mhm. So,
No
so
shit.
Glenn
So,
wants to
forgive
share
me.
his. So I don't even remember what question I wanted to ask you now.
no, you were going to. So I was telling you that. So there was the ship's company. Oh, Patrick, you're muted, or your internet's going out. I couldn't hear. I think you wanted to ask me about. So they had to fly the pilot off the ship because of the ship's company. I don't know if you know anything about the Navy or any of that stuff, but this ship's company controls the arresting cables, and they handle the where the
Alright.
planes land and stuff. They
No
lose
reaction.
a lot of those guys were the ones that got killed, and so a lot of the friends of the people that got killed wanted to get that pilot that caused that whole thing because he came in too fast, and so they had to fly him off the ship for his own safety. You know what I mean? They were gunning for that guy,
Wow.
the pilot. But
Wow.
I don't know if you know this, but you lose a lot of men on a cruise on a carrier. You don't hear that back in the States here. My first cruise of 5,500 men, we lost 50 guys, 50 on accidents out at sea with the fleet.
I've
With
lost half of that just trying to live life.
right, but there's
No lying. No lying. I've lost no less than 25 buddies just trying to live life.
hmm Oh, I've lost a lot of friends too from you know drinking, car accidents, all kinds of stuff like that too. Yep. Drugs. Lost a lot of people to drugs. Yep.
Yeah, that's what got most of them, yeah.
But yeah, so that's my story of, and how you were saying, Patrick, that you watched the movie Lost and you
I
thought,
didn't mean to interrupt you, Glenn.
oh, no problem,
I
Joe.
really
hear you, man.
didn't mean to interrupt you, Glenn. But I gotta say that what you're saying is so horrific
hmm
that it's hard for people to process what you just said. I've
Yep.
had so many examples of death next to me that
Well,
I understand how hard that is to actually even tell anyone,
mhm.
let alone for someone else to understand.
I had a
So
lot of
forgive me for interrupting you, but I was trying to interrupt you so you didn't scare too many people because it is that bad.
yeah. People don't realize how dangerous it is out there when you're out in the military forces. And
No,
I had a lot of
2
people that were
seconds.
Vietnam vets
2
that were out on the
seconds.
ship with me, and
You're
they used to tell me
gone.
about their patrols and stuff out in the woods and what they do. And they
Yeah.
did a lot of bad things they had to do to survive out there.
That's why I tell people, listen to what I have to say, but don't do what I do.
hmm
You're not good enough, Don't do
Yep.
what I do.
Okay. So
But Patrick, remember how you were talking about Lost? How you thought that we might be dead, and I was thinking that same thing because of that accident. And I remember laying in my bunk on the ship and looking down at my body, is sleeping in the bunk. And it was weird. And I was thinking, did I die in that accident back then? I don't know. And are
what
we in a different
year?
realm?
What year did that
Hey,
happen?
Glenn, how many times have you thought of this? I mean, we've been
Hold on.
talking about it,
I
but
just
how many
asked him
times
that.
have you thought about it?
Oh, I think about it all the time.
Yeah, I've had
So
a
what?
couple moments where I'm not sure that I wasn't dead. I should have been. And I don't mean like I survived something. I mean like, how did that just not kill me? How?
Exactly. Yep.
Serious.
Hmm.
It's them moments that make
Then
you actually scratch your head later and go, I'm not sure or not.
then
Serious, man.
and
So
then I've been through a couple of accidents that I can't believe I lived through those either. Like on a motorcycle, I had a motorcycle accident. I was riding up at motorcycle weekend up Laconia. If you've ever heard of Laconia
I know,
before, up in New
but I'm
Hampshire.
not talking about that.
Oh,
We can all feel flying through the air. I mean, I flew through the air 1,000 times. You know, I'm a fucking maniac. I'm not talking about flying through the air.
I didn't say flying
I'm
through the air.
talking about how
Joe, I
just
have no idea
one
what you're
second
talking
later,
about. You're just out
you
of you're
wonder
just
how the
you
hell
always
that didn't
Joe.
happen.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Joey. You're like going off in left field. He didn't say anything about flying in the air, anything like that. I don't know what you're listening to, buddy. But I was asking him a question. What year did that happen to you on the ship?
1980.
Wow. Okay.
He's talking about
So,
motorcycle crashes. I know what I'm listening to, Patrick. I don't know what you're listening to.
okay. Why don't you talk about, Glenn, what you had just said about whatever? What was
Oh,
about that?
so I was up at Laconia Bike Weekend up in New Hampshire on my bike, and I was
Yeah.
riding with a pack of bikes, and we were racing on this one road called Roller Coaster Road up there. And I remember I was in the pack going around this shop corner on the tar road, and all of a sudden I'm looking in front of me at the guy's Harley in front of me, and sparks are coming off his skid plate, because we were laying them down on the corners, going around a corner shop, but we had to cut it. So so the sparks caught my attention coming up at me. And when I
Uh,
looked down and lost my concentration and hit the sand on the fringe of the road, and my bike kicked out from underneath me, and I went right through two guardrails, like the only space between the two guardrails on the corner. I went right off a cliff, and if I had hit the guardrails, I would have been dead. And I just went down a ravine, and all I got is road burns and everything all over me. I didn't get
yeah.
any broken limbs, but I totaled my bike. My bike hit the guardrails. It was weird. It was like I went right through the only place I could have survived. And I'm thinking, geez, that's two strikes. So my
So
wife,
anywhere in that story, Joe, did he say anything about flying?
Oh, no, hold on, Patrick. No, what Glenn just actually said. What Glenn just actually said, he told me that over 2 years ago on a
Oh
stream like this.
yeah.
And that is a real shit. And that is a near death experience for. I'm not sure that is, though, because that's like one of them things that's where it's like, how did I not just die? How did
Yeah.
I not just. Yeah, he said that a couple years ago, so I actually believe Glenn's story 1,000% because now I
Right.
can recall.
hmm.
Right.
So
And
after that accident, my wife said 3 strikes you're out, and so she wouldn't let me ride bikes anymore.
I
Yeah.
remember I thought I passed away in the early 80s myself. 1983, I believe. I was like 13 years old, and I could have swore I died. And well, I should have been dead. That's when I was 13 years old, and I took the breakup of my girlfriend and I at the time really hard. And I went out and sat in my dad's car and sniffed gas for the whole 8-hour day of school. and I was passed out on the steering wheel, and a buddy of mine who just got off of school was going through the back alley and heard the horn go off, and he recognized it was my dad's car, and he seen me in it, so he woke me up and took me upstairs to my apartment where my dad and I were staying and my little brother. And my dad, as soon as my buddy left, he asked, why wasn't I in school? And I said, well, I was at Brad's house. And I knew I smelled like gas. So I said, working on snowmobiles, you know.
Mhm.
And my dad started beating the living shit out of me. I mean, like, boom, just beating the living shit out of me. After he was done, he told me to get in the shower and he was going to take me to a detox center somewhere up in Minnesota. And I said, I didn't know what a detox center was. So I'm in the shower crying and shit. I'm like, I don't know what the fucking detox center is. And I'm only 13 years old, you know.
Wow.
And so they,
Sorry,
the,
man. That's
the
pretty horrible, dude. I kicked him in the fucking nuts.
but for 8 hours, I have a friend who sniffed gas for only 2 to 3 hours, and he was in like a barn. I was in a car, but he was in a barn and he was sniffing out of a motorcycle, the gas tank, and he was gone for, and this is the same town, same time frame. He was gone for about 6 months, and he came back, and my friends and I ran into him in the game room. There's like a game room adjacent to a restaurant, and we went into the game room, and he was in there playing like Pac-Man or something like that. And we were trying to talk to him, and he didn't know any of us, and he could barely talk, and he was drooling like it. He was gone. He was gone. So I did it for 8 hours in a enclosed car.
I know,
And
weird, huh?
how the hell did I survive that?
Right.
And I actually started seeing the Mandela effect back then. I didn't know it was called, there was no name for it when I was seeing it, because I remember seeing John Deere change way back then, and McDonald's changed to McDonald's. But John Deere was, John and then DEER, like regular deer.
Yep.
And when I started seeing tractors with the extra E on it, I'm like, why the hell did they do that? That was stupid. And that's what I'm thinking to myself. But I never put I didn't put it together until I was fully Mandela affected in 2016, when a whole array of Mandela effects hit me at once. And it literally feels like I am somewhere other than where I was before. And back when I was 13, I spent my 14th birthday in the detox center.
Wow.
And we moved from that town about 3 hours away. And when I turned 18 and I got a vehicle, I drove back there to visit with my friends. And we had a party and everything. And I had two friends come up to me and tell me they thought I was dead. They thought I died.
Wow.
And I'm like,
I'm gonna actually bail out. I'm gonna listen to some fucking music, man.
all right,
I love
man.
you.
Okay, see you
Love
later.
you too. Take care, bud. Thanks for
Dean,
coming in.
or Glenn. That was
Yeah.
a very, very good story, man. And I
Okay.
do remember you telling me a couple of years ago on one of these live streams. So that it hurts my heart, man.
Yep.
That's a scary,
Like you're cutting out, Joe.
really
Yeah.
is.
Okay, man. Have a good night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good night.
Night.
Like, and even food here don't taste the same to me either. I've seen that
Same here,
food.
Pat. Same here. I got the same thing with the taste in food. Like I hated spicy foods and stuff like that, and now I love food that's got peppers, and I like spices, and because the food tastes bland now, it's weird.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's really weird. I just everything tastes the same.
Yep.
It's like
Exactly.
there's like no different. It's like no different tastes. It's like yeah, even the fruits, or yeah fruits, the fruits like trying to taste a strawberry isn't the same anymore. It doesn't even you get that you used to get that sweet juice as soon as you bite into one, and
Yep.
now they just taste. There's like really no sweetness to them anymore.
No, that's what Patrick Glassel saying in the chat. He's saying the same thing about the taste is weird of stuff. It's like you're right. We're like the awake ones, or somehow we're seeing and tasting and doing the same stuff as other people aren't. So I don't know what that means, but he's right. There is. I saw Jake was saying about coffee didn't taste right, and the same thing. I noticed the same exact thing. The if whether it's the modification, the GMOs are all taken over out there for food, in the drinks and the fruit. You know what I mean? They're genetically modifying all the stuff out there, or
Yeah,
yeah, something really weird's going on, man. But I'll tell you, we're the ones that are awake and are seeing this stuff. It's like the other night I was talking to Danny on Voynage's channel. We were up till 6 in the morning, but I always walk when I was my dogs both had passed away, but I used to walk my dogs every night on the same trails in front of my house up in the woods. So at the time of year, I remember where the moon is. I could tell right where it should be and stuff. And then lately, I'll go to work in the morning. The moon's out in the back of my house, and the next day the moon's way over here. Like, what is
yeah,
going on with the position of the moon? It's not.
yeah,
It's all over the place.
yeah. I
Some
noticed
days,
that too.
some days you don't even see it. Some day it's not like it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? It's like the moon is like all, and that's why, And then the more I look into Mandela effects and take the red pill, have you? And this might be an eye opener for you, and I'll put up a link and find it for you. But have you ever heard of Hadibov? This Russian scientist off of Crow's channel. I put links up on Ray Mudflood's channel, Hadibov. In
No.
his name spelled three different ways, and he's like a Tesla. They took all his work off the internet. He was a Russian scientist, real smart. And Crow
Mm,
777 did a show on him, and they YouTube really hammered him on it. And he had to
mm,
write a disclaimer saying he has nothing to do with this guy and stuff. But the guy explained what's really going on, and the moon, and all the epochs of the timelines of how our history gets erased and restarted. And
mm,
and the more you look into the stuff, more you don't even want to know, Patrick. It's scary
yeah,
shit, scary ass shit. I could put a link if you
yeah,
watch his show and listen to what really goes on.
yeah.
And it's just one theory, but this guy supposedly got worked for an oil company and got into supercomputers that they had, and found out what really is going on with everything. And I don't know if you want to know that or not, but he explained what the moon is and all that. Yep. And Crow 777, who has filmed thousands of hours of the moon redrawing itself. Certain times you can look straight through the moon and look at stars that shows it's a plasma. But he says that Hadibov, and it's spelled, I can write the spelling down because I printed out the paperwork on him. What I could find on the internet, I did print out, so I had it in hand. But he said his work that he's done on the moon followed right exactly what that guy said.
Mm.
But I can put up a link. Let me see if I'll find it right here and put a
Yeah,
link.
go ahead and put a link
But
in.
I'm just warning you. The more you start looking into this stuff, the more you don't want to know. I'm telling you, it's scary
Yeah.
as shit. Very scary stuff. Let's see.
Huh. That's really weird.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's like Tesla. Remember how as soon as he died, they went in and stole all his work.
Mm. Yeah, the Trumpsters stole his work.
Yeah, yeah. They
Uh,
went the what CIA or
Uncle,
whatever. They raced in and stole it.
yeah, Uncle Trump.
Nope, YouTube. I can't find it with there. Let me see if I find it. Uh, 777 BOV. Try that one. They might have taken them already off of there. Yep. That link's. Let me see if how else I can find this. Yeah, YouTube's already taken it down on him again. Every time he
Oh
posts.
wow.
Yeah, yeah. You know how YouTube censor they censor what you really know and should know. Let me see. I'll search on something else. Let me go to DuckDuckGo and look for him.
Well, do you think he on like Rockfin or D
Crow
Live or something like that?
Crow 777 has radio.com. Crow 777 radio, but
Oh, he's got his own.
yeah, because YouTube took all his videos down of the moon redraw, and he put all his video. Anytime he goes against the narrative, they take him down. You know that, right? Hattie BOV. Wait a minute, is that it? Oh. One sec, I'll find the link. Very good. If wow, yeah, very hard. Now I'm having a hard time even finding it. Wow, did I save it on my flash drive? Let me see.
Well, if you do find it, you can throw me a link, and if anybody wants to, I actually have uh, a new email address. The one I gave you, or the Patrick Roberts at gmail.com. That one, I get so many emails in that one that I can't keep up with them. It's like a lot of spam and a lot of shit. I've had that email since day one. So, a long time ago when the computers, like in 2000 or 1998 or whatever, I got the email. And you know how many things I've probably signed up for, and I'm still getting emails for all that shit. I get so many fucking emails. I just started a new account, and
I just put a link in for one of the links. I don't know if it works, but I just found it, and I put a link into it. But it talks
okay.
about the Arcanons, and which it explains. Yeah, blog. I don't know if this is the right one. This might be it. I haven't saw this one. Add above material. We get into the latest details about the man's life. Some cross reference with each other. Show more alternative information. The 4 epochs of the Ebrov spider beings. The genotypes of humanity. How this relates to secret societies. Yep. So yeah, this thing really explains a lot of stuff, man. But like I said, the more you look into stuff, the more you don't want to know.
So if you want to get a hold of me,
Okay.
that
Yep.
is
Let me write that.
the email.
Okay, let me write that down.
Hey Aldo, our new timeline at yahoo.com. That is
Hey,
the email to get a hold of me, because
okay.
the other email, I just get too many.
There's Mike. Mike worked today, right? Yeah, he did because
Yeah.
last night he had to leave early. Yep.
How you doing, Elgo? And the MDEs, I am in. I haven't seen Danny tonight. Of course, Patrick. That's
She'll come on. Danny will come on. Let me see you. I'm writing down your email here. Our new timeline at yahoo.com. Okay.
Oh man,
So how you feeling, Patrick?
I don't know. I mean, I feel I'm not in pain. Not a whole lot of pain. I'm not in very much pain right now. But I just feel off, very off. Like I feel like I have an upset stomach, but I'm not quite there. Just kind of down, not a whole lot of energy. My eyes are like all over the place. My eyes are just blurry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my body's sore. I was out working in my yard with my wife and son today, cleaning up my yard and stuff. It's just at my age now, it's a lot of work on your house. The older you get, the more. When I was younger, it was nothing to do all the work around the house and trim up the trees and open the pool, and you didn't even think twice about work all week and then work all weekend on your house, right? But you get older, it's like, whoa. You there? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we lost him. Danny, funny. Oh, I don't sing. I'm sorry. It's the Glenn Show. Johnny Cool, come on, man. I'm alone in here. Somebody. Oh, you can't click the link because Patrick has to say okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. My shoulders are sore. Everything's sore, man. Working on my yard all day. It's like, oh, a lot of work. Impersonation, Glenn. I'd like Mike to come on and talk about. I put up a link about that Crew 777 and Hattie Bob. I'll put it in there again. Let's see. And see, Mike, you must have watched this. Copy. And paste. Will it paste? Yep. There you go. Give, I'll give you another Navy story. So I'll give you a Navy story again. So I don't. Most of you don't know this, but when the fleets at sea, the carriers, we only fly night ops. You never fly during the day because back, I'm talking back in the 1980s, they have so sophisticated systems that it was all night flying. They didn't need to look at the so we have on the carrier we have three duty sections they set them into, and you have to guard the planes at night. So you're walking around the flight deck with weapons, guard, nightsticks, guns. If you're on duty and you're over a certain rank, you'd carry a sidearm, and that's for anybody trying to come on the plane on the ships. And I don't know, the carriers are so far off the water, but I guess they can get on board to eat bad forces. So you're walking in your guarding your planes at nighttime. So there was this one of these guys was watching the planes, he was taking his nightstick and tapping it on the angle of attack indicator on the nose of the planes. It's got a little thing that it shows the plane. It's like a piece of aluminum that it tells the aerodynamics. It like goes with the airflow, and it shows the pilot on the instruments if the plane's upside down or what angle of attack it's at. So the night watchman would tap on that piece of aluminum, and it would ring out because it was aluminum on the plane with his nightstick. So he's going around all night long, tapping on every plane's angle of attack indicator. So not thinking anything about it. So the next day and night we flew, one of the pilots, it was a crystal clear sky with a full moon reflecting off the water, and one of the pilots in an F-14 thought he was climbing in the air, but really when he was climbing, it was reflecting in the water, and where it went into the water. And the next day when we were recovering the parts, the plane was scattered in pieces all over the water. The pilot died because he climbed, instead of climbing in the air, he climbed and went right into the water. And they traced it back to that night watchman tapping on the angle of attack indicators with his nightstick, and caused that accident. Yep.
That's tragic.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Patrick's back. So Algo, Mike, did you watch that Hattie Bob's stream I sent with about Crow?
I have not had the time.
Oh boy, that is if that's true, that is an eye opener, and it all falls into place with what goes on.
Well, so can you summarize it?
This epochs, I actually wrote a lot of it down when I watched the thing about 3 or 4 times. It's very, very complicated, but there's epochs for different timelines, and it shows why our history was erased. But it was about this Russian scientist, which ended up being, the more these guys, Jason Lingram and Crow, the more they looked into it, the more that the guy turned out to be an Israeli top agent and this and that. I don't know if they spin it that way to
big surprise,
discredit the guy, but it was about a Russian scientist, wicked smart. And he's got some, if you look at it, they spell his name. Let me find my papers on it, because I wrote all this stuff down and I printed out what I could find about him on the internet. But they spell his name 3 different ways, so you can't trace him. Like, did you ever watch with Richie from Boston used to put up the links with that Dr. Forrester talking about the moons of plasma, and he was like an Australian. He
no, that was totally credible. That it was like from 1952.
Exactly, and he went to Oxford, and all the other scientists were going with him. They tried to discredit.
Like, no, they can never go to the moon. It's plasma.
Yep. You watch that, and then you try to research that guy, and he don't exist. Dr. Robert Forrester. I try to find him. No other information from that scientist at all. They erased him off the face of the earth. So that's what they did with this Hattie Bob guy. And I get a spelling because I listened to Crow and Jason Lingram talk about this show like 3 or 4 times. It's very complicated, but it had epochs about this spider race that came here that made the human genome. And we were an experiment. We're all experiments in different times. And then they get to a certain point, and it's all sound and octaves. And you get to a certain point, and then they kill us all and erase us, and then start anew. That's in a nutshell. But they explain the moon and what the moon is with octaves. It's a weird show, but Crow took a lot of heat by putting that up there on YouTube, and he had to write a big disclaimer about it and all that. So they must have pressured him,
Well, they could have, and I will tell you, when it's okay, let me try it again. We try to navigate what we're experiencing. We wake up when we're little, we're small, and we are 4 or 5, and we kind of come online into this reality. We're trying to make sense of it. Most of us try to make sense of it all the time. And we look to our parents, and we look to our teachers and our spiritual, church, whatever. And we listen and we hear and we navigate and we try to make sense of this place. And so now fast forward to this digital realm where everything can be faked. The deep fake can fake you and me in real time with our faces. It's really hard to navigate what's going on, what's real, what's not. I think Crow and Jason do a good job of investigating people's information,
Mm-hmm.
and they try to make sense of it. Each story that comes into your reality or my reality, we have to try to make sense of.
Right, exactly. I found
And
my
I-
papers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm very suspect if there's a story that lines up all the dots and makes me feel like, oh, that's the answer. I'm just immediately suspect. And it doesn't mean that I mean, clearly I'm wrong. Clearly I'm not right. But
Yep.
when I hear, and you gave great synopsis, is it possible that that's the thing? Well, sure it is.
Right.
But does it matter to how I treat a stranger? Does it matter to how I treat my friends?
Right.
Probably not.
Right.
It probably doesn't matter.
Mhm.
People are going to wipe us out and start again. And not to be crass, but do I give a shit? Not really.
Right. So
I really don't. I'd rather bump into Glenn in somebody's chat or my chat or whatever and have a nice, how you doing? How are things going? You're good? Yeah? What's going on? I'm having a struggle. Well, I have the same struggle. Maybe we can navigate the struggle this way. And can me meeting you mean something to both of us that betters both of us? Yeah. Are there spider overlords wrecking the place every 110 years? Maybe.
Yep.
Do I give a shit? Nope.
Right, exactly. Yep. But it would make sense. And I guess they keep this information, if it's true, under wraps because of people would be terrified of, what the real world is. You know what I mean? I think,
But would they even notice? Honestly?
yeah. Well, it's like the ladies in my office when I go outside and show them the chemtrails. They don't want to know. They don't want to know. They look right down at their phones, and you're crazy. Even though you know about how aircraft mechanics work, how the engines run, and they don't make vapor. They just think they're in a comfort zone, and they don't want to know. Right.
Right. So would they want to know the information that you heard on Crow's channel?
Never. They would not want to. I don't want to know. I don't think.
Well, and would it make a difference in their lives and how they interact with people?
No. But for curious minds like me and you and the people here that are waking up, I think we look for answers. Don't you search for the truth, right? Of what this realm is, what this realm really is, and all that. Yep.
Yeah. No, I do. I think we try to.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that there's a point where if you're making your children breakfast or you're making yourself a sandwich or something and you're focusing on, oh my God, Crow had the spider guy on and now I don't know what to do because we're all going to be wiped out. I think that's a place where we say, whoa, wait a minute. Time out, right?
Yep.
Time out. I still have to get up to go to work. I have to feed my children. I have to do these things. I have to be the best version of myself I can be that I think I am, right?
Yep.
And I'm please forgive me, Glenn. I'm not trying to discount the stuff that was in that, but I want to ask myself and other people, how does it apply?
Right.
How do we use that to feed our children, pay $5 plus for gas? How does that work? And I've recently shifted gears. So, in fairness, a lot of my videos were what you're talking about, and a lot of the stuff I've done is kind of like, let's get to the bottom of it. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna solve it. We're going to make this place magic. And as I sit here now, I think, well, this place is what it is.
Yep.
I can't fix it.
Right.
I can't educate. I can't share. I can't.
Yep. Just take one day at a time now. Yep.
Well, yeah, one day at a time for sure. But I have to. I think if my energy embraces this is the place that we live, and how can I meet Glenn at a place where we can have camaraderie and friendship and kindness towards each other?
Mhm.
If I can do that, then I have accomplished my task.
Right.
And I recently rewatched the Book of Eli. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah, the Book of Enoch.
No, the Book of Eli.
Oh, yeah. I rewatched that too. Yeah, he goes in there and he's carrying the
Denzel.
King James Bible. Yep.
Denzel, and he had a mission.
Hmm.
He had things that people didn't understand. He did what he was supposed to do from how he saw it. And I think that's the purest form of a person living their life.
Mhm.
Whether you have 4 kids or you have 0 kids, or
Right.
you have aging parents that need help, or you have a business you want to grow so you can hire a whole bunch of people and make them feed their family. So whatever it is you're doing right now, that's your life's mission.
Hmm.
Do it the best you can.
Exactly. Yep.
And if it changes, change it up.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And if you happen to find a Crow 777 video that shows you a thing that you're like, oh my gosh, this is really true. I think this is it. Fine, go for it.
Right.
Yep.
Run
with it. And Smurfer Girl was up. She said, same pure vibe, really. Absolutely, it's the same pure vibe.
Yep.
And if you can wake up in the morning, look in that mirror, and you didn't hurt somebody, to me, that's the baseline.
Mm-hmm.
That's the baseline. If I didn't fuck somebody else's reality up today, I'm good.
Right.
Anything I can do above that, I'm going to build on and hope that I can share something that's going to contribute to their life.
Mm-hmm. But you're looking at these streams, and everyone's trying to say what's really going on. Like everyone's looking for an answer. It seems, and you try and you find an answer. That could be true, and then you find out that they don't really want to know that answer.
Well, yeah, for sure. But let's say it is true.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it's completely 100% true.
Yep.
What can you do about that?
Well, that's, and what ties into what I've been reading about and looking at is the chemtrails. Like supposedly with this guy's work, the moon puts a signal out in an octave, and that like programs our minds.
Okay.
So chemtrails trying to block that signal. They trying to do something like that. I don't know. The more I look at, with what they're doing with the weather modifications, I found they had like 20 of those sites that they can build a grid around. What do I? The
Doppler radar.
Yeah, but it's like what's his name had the weather grids. I see. The more I look into this stuff, they had one of those HARP places in Alaska or something, right? That did the weather modification with the HARP with the power, right? Then I looked into that, and now I find out there's not one of those sites like that. There's 20 of those all over the world, and they put up a grid that goes underneath the firmament and blocks stuff. So, is that all going with the narrative of this guy's work? You know what I mean? Are they trying to block signals that they put down on the reprogramming front?
It totally could be.
The more you look into what's going on and why they're spraying, I look at now, are chemtrails hurting us? Or are they blocking us? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and I would say neither.
Mm-hmm.
It appears to me is at this point that when they cloud seed that we call chemtrails.
Yep.
When they cloud seed, it's weather modification. If they were trying to kill us with those, they've been doing this since the movie Red Dawn came out or before.
Yep.
They would have killed us.
Right.
So it's not about that.
And they could have put, instead of anything they spray, they could easily, it goes into the flowers. They could target just the farm areas and get the food, right?
Absolutely. And
Yep.
there could be lithium in that. It could be dumbing people down, which
Mhm.
we have ample evidence for.
Right.
We have ample evidence that the vast majority of the people are on lithium. Because there's a lot of people out there that are dumb dumbs. And not in the way that is mean, but to where they can't rationalize a sentence. They can't think through a problem. Right? So, I mean, could it be a combination of some of the things? Of course it could be. Absolutely could be. How is it being implemented? That's above my pay grade.
Mhm.
I don't know that answer. I can listen to Dane Wigington. I can listen to Weather War 101. I can search out everything I can try to find. I can never find a definitive answer.
Mhm. And Zen one, I think I watched that one. I think I actually got that off of Zen one's website. She put up a link for the nanotechnology, and I did watch that one, and that was a great one to watch. I think that one really woke me up. That she just put a link in YouTube for the nanotech weather machine takeover of the Earth's atmosphere, what it looks like, and implications. Yeah, I watched that one, Zen. I might have came off of your website. I went to your channel and got that. But and that's what ties that into the Hattie Bob Papers of Crow 777, I think, of what really they're trying to accomplish with it all. Yeah, very
Well,
strange.
tell me this though. Tell me this.
Yep.
What, in your experience, what can you say you know? Like as far as the reset and some of those things, we can say that we know there are certain timeline markers that we can all agree on. There are certain physical experiences like the things in the sky. Every time I film a thing in the sky, there's a damn orb in it.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
And I mean, can I say why? Well, no, I don't know. But me saying I don't know is not the same thing as saying I can discount your story or his story or somebody else's. I can say I don't know, and I'd like to find out, but I think at this point I don't think I'm going to find out.
Right.
And it's not so much. I mean, a little bit it's defeatist. Hey, Patrick, welcome back. A little bit it's defeatist on my part, but I am not new to this.
No, not at all. You've been around. You know what's going on. Yep.
Well, no, I don't know what's going on. I've been searching for it since I was 14 freaking years old.
Really, that young, huh?
Literally, I was sitting on the roof of my parents' house, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, you know what? This place is wrong. Something's wrong. The way these people act, something's not right. Then I had ebbs and flows, and you meet girls, and then you get distracted, and you come back, and blah blah blah. But from a person, from myself, in 2007 was when I found a thing that said those two buildings that fell.
Yep.
Not the case. And serious questions about it. And from 2007 to now, that's all I've been doing. And I sit here now at this point, I'm like, holy shit, I wasted that many years still not being able to find a thing that can tell me the answer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I'm a little frustrated, but I'm also, I don't want to discourage anybody, and I don't want to poo-poo any ideas. But until I can put my finger on it and say, well, yeah, that makes sense, and that I can understand, and that's really true. It's up in the air to me, and I'm willing to let it go and live my life and try to be kind to the people I care about.
Yep.
And try to have digital friendships with you and Patrick and like everybody in chat. I don't know.
No, you're right. You're right, Elgo. You spend a lot of time, and like you said, how much time wasted trying to wake people up that they just, like I said, they're in their own comfort zone. They don't want to know. And the more I look into it, the more I don't want to know now, It's like you take the red pill, like it's like the Matrix. You take the red pill. Do you really want to know? And and if you could have done it again, maybe not. I mean, I always, it's weird how we strive to know the truth in things, but then you really don't want to know.
Well, and maybe you don't, but what happens if you find out? Then what?
And if you find out, I know, is your life going to change knowing the truth? No,
Probably not. What are you
no,
going to do about it?
nothing. You can't do anything about it. It's the powers that be, right?
Well, maybe not the powers that be, but maybe the energetic exchange from them.
Hmm.
I kind of, the more I look at it, I kind of think they are. No, let me try it this way. I kind of think the more that I look at it, there are fewer and fewer people of goodwill, which
Yeah.
is not the right way to say it. But hey, Sharky, there are fewer and fewer people of good heart who have good intention for Patrick and for you and for me
Mhm.
and for everybody in chat than there are on the other side, and
Right.
it disappoints the f out of me.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do about it. So
Yeah.
I have to set it on a shelf somewhere over there and say, you know what, that exists. But I get to see Patrick tonight. I
Yep.
get to see Glenn from Boston, who I really like. I get to see the people in chat who are interacting, and that has to be enough on some level. And maybe it's a cop out. Maybe I don't know. I'm done talking. Patrick, jump back in here.
Yeah, Patrick, what's going on with the
Help
reboot
me
over
out,
there?
brother.
You rebooted.
Yeah, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. So once I got back in, I was like, man, I might as well get a cup of coffee or a cup of tea
Yeah.
while I'm at it.
Because this guy is talking too much. No, go ahead, Patrick.
No, you guys are fine.
Yeah,
I enjoy listening to you guys, but unfortunately, this internet keeps dropping me.
What's your temperature? What's your temperature there, Patrick? The temperature.
73 degrees.
Yeah, anything above 80, then the internet doesn't like heat. A buddy of mine works for he's IT, and he says anything above 80 degrees or close to it, it takes your internet down. The mechanics of the stuff doesn't like heat. How like electronics don't like heat. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I have trouble like that too. Yep. Hey, Danny.
Hey.
Hey, we burned the midnight hour on Vonage's channel. I saw the sunrise,
Yeah.
and I only had 2 hours of sleep that
Oh, I
day.
was so tired. I was thinking about that earlier. Like, I don't really remember all of it. I really pushed myself.
Yep, but you never opened that beer. You had to showed us the beer on.
I know. Like, it sat there and I just forgot about it.
Yep.
Like, darn it, I didn't open it.
That's okay. That's cool. That's good.
All right, whatever.
You got good willpower.
I was having a great convo with you guys and I forgot. But
Yeah.
Patrick.
So tomorrow is considered a holiday then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so mail won't be running tomorrow.
No.
I bet Amazon gets some packages delivered though.
Oh, I'm sure they do. Yeah.
They've got the post office scrambling on Sunday now.
I keep getting these damn things, these magazines and shit from Finger Hut telling me I have 150 you got $150 credit,
Yeah.
why don't you order something from us? I'm like, yeah, that's all I need is to get deeper in debt.
I've seen those before. They prey on people that can't afford things and they know you can't. And so they're like, well, here you can get it through us, but it's going to cost 3 times as much. But you're desperate.
Yeah.
So you'll buy it.
I'm still trying
dirty.
to pay Christmas off.
Oh,
I got it set up
I'm
for
like Christmas Goodwill shopper. Like you're getting something from Goodwill from me.
Yeah, I didn't order anything through Finger Hut, but I sent some of my family this year cheese and sausages from a cheese and sausage place, and when they send it out like in a decorative Christmas, like in the grass and some grass and holiday mints and stuff like that. A really good job they do, and it's a little bit pricey, but it's well worth it. They get it delivered right away, and
Dude, you're in
they
Wisconsin. You are like cheese and sausage heaven.
Yeah, my son
yeah.
just took his girlfriend back to his Madison at college. He went to his apartment there. He's just finished his junior year up, and he just sent me a picture. They were out eating cheese curds, Wisconsin cheese curds. Yeah.
And so this place is really good because I to pay the bill, I only have to pay $20 a month, and by the time Christmas comes around, I'll be all paid off, and I can send them more.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't really. This was the first year I actually did that, and everybody was really happy with the stuff they got. I sent my daughter. She really likes them Petit Fours. I think that's what they're called.
Patrick, I was thinking that when you talked about the cheese and sausage.
Metaphors.
I totally sent my dad those from the Finger Hut catalog like years ago, like for Christmas. No, I'm speaking from experience. He said they were okay, but I don't know. Do you ever tell somebody that something they got you was shit? No, probably not.
Yeah. Yeah, no, my daughter even saved me one because the box I sent her had like 16 of these little things in it.
Oh yeah, and like how much did you pay for it? Probably like $70.
Oh no.
Something ridiculous.
No, it wasn't too bad. With shipping and everything, I think I paid around $25. It was like $20.
That sounds good though. That's not bad.
No, it is really good. That's what I thought. I thought it
yeah.
was really good. Even if I went to the store and I seen 16 of these Petit Fours, I sure to hell wouldn't pay $20 for them.
No,
but I think it was worth it for Christmas time, and they got it out. I was late in ordering. I was like scrambling around because I didn't have a vehicle. I still don't have a vehicle, but I didn't have a vehicle, so now it's hard for me to get out and about. So it's like, fuck, I gotta order everything online and have it shipped. It's like my daughter down in Florida. I just sent her money instead of sending gifts, because it's like I don't know what the hell they want.
You know what though, Patrick? She would probably love just a phone conversation more than something getting in the mail.
Right.
Mm-hmm. What did you say? A phone conversation?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think people appreciate, when you take time out of your day for them.
Handwritten letter? Yeah.
More than anything else.
Write a letter.
Because that's not something that people do very easily now.
Yeah. When's the last time you wrote a letter and sent it to somebody, right, Mike?
Yeah, handwritten letter.
Yep.
Even a card. Even buy the Hallmark shit and write some special stuff in there. Send it to them. It's getting pretty rare.
Yeah.
I print cards. I draw them on the computer.
Which is way better. Way better. No, it is. It's way better.
Print Shop Deluxe. Yep. Print Shop Deluxe. I have that.
Yeah. See, Glenn, so you
like
print
draw
the card,
them and stuff.
write it out, send it to them.
I thought I was just broke.
Yeah,
you're special.
Like people that send me homemade stuff like Sharky sent me this.
Oh, Patrick, Sharky's in the chat and
he wanted a link. Yeah. Good, Danny.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to interrupt, but
I
yes.
see that.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
I love Sharky's art.
I know, I'm so jealous.
His robot stuff kind of scares me.
Huh? Yeah, this one it took me a while to figure this one out because I told him it looked like a spider. I'm like, why did you send me a spider? You know what I mean? What is this supposed to represent? And I had to really look at it to see the guy. See, here's his body right here.
The eyes behind it.
I never saw a spider in that.
Is
It looks
really
like an angel to me,
right?
like a seraphim.
A badass seraphim.
Yeah. Weaving spiders come not
Yeah.
here.
Uh,
Turn it upside
so
down.
yeah, it's not, huh?
Turn it upside
Turn it
down.
up.
Don't turn it upside down. Now I'm scared.
Dude, turn it upside down.
Yeah. Hey, Danny, you
That
finished
is
your-
a skull on top of it.
Oh, there you go.
Look at that.
Hmm. Wow.
I didn't mean it, Sharky.
That's badass.
With Sharky.
The Sharky's the best.
Oh,
Hey, Danny, you finished that chicken coop or what?
Yes, it's
I
done.
like this
Yep.
world here. This world,
Yeah, for sure.
he really, makes it look like I'm like that must be a sandy, dirty planet because of all the brown in it.
A little too close.
No,
Back it up.
I like the texture and the layering.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
I'm so jealous. I can't even say how jealous I am that you have that, Patrick. I'm so jealous. Like, really?
Yeah,
I could tell you, Smurf has wanted to take a few off of his wall and say, "Dude, you ship them to me, I'll buy them." On more
He
than
has
one
one in
occasion.
particular that I really, really want.
The trees, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful
Hey,
too.
did he?
I hope when he gets his camera together, he will zoom in on that because that is a beautiful painting.
Sharky's trying to get in here.
Yeah, I see his name only. Yeah.
Can I tell you something, Patrick, Danny, and Glenn?
Yeah.
Thank you for shifting gears in the
No
stream.
problem. Yep.
That was a weird place. I was in a weird place, and I was just, and thank you guys.
I didn't notice.
You have a hard day at work today, Mike?
Dude, I worked 13 hours today.
Wow.
Sorry. I can't help it.
It's
Oh,
Sharky.
no, it's good. It's good. What's up, Sharky?
Sharky. Uh-oh.
Oh, he's froze.
Yeah.
He's not frozen. He's just muted.
No, he's not moving.
froze.
He's
Yeah.
moving
Froze.
back
Come
and
on,
forth.
Sharky.
Look at the beard. He's moving back and forth.
I don't see him moving.
Keep fighting, Sharky. Keep fighting.
No, he's moving. Come on.
Is he?
Maybe
No.
you got the spin.
Yeah, he's moving.
Dude, I have had 2 beers.
You
Since I
set
got
yourself
home.
up for that one. I'm
Nah,
sorry.
Well, no. you
sorry,
shouldn't
not
have.
sorry.
No reason to be. No reason to be. Just unmute,
Let's try
Sharky.
Sharky. We know you're not frozen.
Chloe,
so you
he's
can
moving.
talk
I
now.
can see him.
He's trying
I
hard
mean,
not to move,
the rest
though.
of us don't see him moving.
Well, then you guys are not paying
I
attention. Look,
don't see him moving.
look in the bottom right corner of the screen
Hmm.
and watch those beard hairs move. He's punking you guys. I know he is. He's gonna laugh any second because he's punking you guys.
I hope for your sake that that's true.
I know it is.
No, we lost him.
Oh, and he bounced.
Sorry.
Well, he had to kick
For my
himself out
sake.
to make it look good.
I need no
Yeah.
sake. Nobody has to worry about my sake. I'm fine.
So welcome JW and Zenwin, Chloe, Johnny Cool, commercial sound.
And video CSV.
Yeah, Johnny
Oh.
Johnny Cool likes the art. Yep.
Black Sheep Patriot, welcome. Danny, Glenn from Boston,
Hey.
Elgo, Smurfer Girl, Joe Dirt, Preliminal. I think I
Preliminal.
got it.
Are you off tomorrow, Mike?
Preliminal. No, we have high school drag races,
Wow.
Junior Street, and something else tomorrow.
Like Grease style?
I wish. If it were Grease style,
That would be good.
I would love that.
Yes.
Hey,
like
is
the Billy
anybody?
Dick with her arms up in the
Hey,
air and she
Vinny's here.
drops it and
Doc Rock.
Doc Rock
Has
is in.
anybody-
Oh, Vinny.
Has
over
anybody
now.
seen
It's all over.
Chappelle or
No.
Brenda?
Brenda, I
Sh-
think I saw her last night. Brenda.
I did
Chappelle-
see Brenda.
Yeah, Chappelle emailed me back,
She did? Yay.
and it was kind of a
Oh.
backhanded I just said, kind of missing you. People have been asking about you. And she's like, oh, thanks for the really heartfelt email. And I'm good. And it was like, oh, I will leave you be.
Wait,
Oh,
that didn't
wow.
sound backhanded.
If I pulled it up and read it was. But it's fine. She's doing a thing. We miss her. Love to have her here, but she's doing a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I've even been through that where I've had to pull away for a while.
Just disengage from the digital realm, right?
Yeah.
It's artificial
Sometimes you
to
need
a
to take
big
a break.
degree. Yeah, it's artificial to a big degree.
What is artificial?
But if you
digital
do
realm.
that, you at least gotta let the people that you chat with all the time at least know that you're all right.
If you think they care about you, right? So that's where it hurt me, because it's like, I care about her, but she may not think that. So if she's just gonna bounce without saying anything, then maybe she doesn't think that it matters that she bounces.
Or maybe that's your ego and she has something bigger going on
No,
that
yeah,
you don't understand at all.
which would be totally fine.
And
But
that
it's
was
not my.
awfully
It's
shitty of you to say that.
no,
Just
not
saying.
well, maybe, but not my ego, because it's not that if she's not here, I can't be a thing for her. It's not like that.
Maybe she doesn't need you to be a thing for her. Maybe she's got some other thing, or
Yeah, which is great.
I mean, you really don't know.
No, absolutely not. But it's not a thing that I'm not holding her hostage by not being here. So it's not my ego. It's just that we have concern for people that we get to know for 5 or 6
And just
or 7
because we have
years.
concern for them doesn't mean they have to show up and make us feel all comfy and better.
It does not. It does not at all.
No,
I agree.
No, all I was personally saying that if anybody that comes in here and chats a lot, I personally appreciate if you're gonna not be around for a while, at least say, hey, I'm checking out, because I do care, I'm wondering where Chappelle's been for I was starting to get worried. So,
Yeah. No, you're right.
If that's bad,
I'm just giving him a really hard time, Patrick.
I was going to say, what's so funny is you're right, Patrick, but it's my ego.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he realizes.
Dick. It's fine.
Hey, some lessons are very, very difficult.
Yeah, not even close. No, but I think, Patrick, if you build a community over here, and literally people come here on a Sunday night at God knows who knows what hour it is, and we give a shit about each other, and it's fine to care about somebody, and it's fine to miss somebody, and it doesn't have anything to do with how it's affecting you. It's just that you care, and I get that about you and Chappie, and I mean, we miss digital intel we miss digital intel like crazy. But he's got his own thing, and we miss Jay Chris, and we miss a lot of people.
Don't start listing people that are gone. Chappelle's different.
No, she's different.
Whatever's going on with her, damn.
Of course, yeah.
Sucks.
And we'd love to support her and whatever's going on. Who knows? We have no idea.
Sometimes shit is so big that you have to shut other things out.
Correct. Yeah. Even for people you really
JW
really care about.
I notice when you check out for a while, you do it every couple months. Check out for a couple months and then pop back in. But I'd say the last 4 months you've been pretty steady though, JW.
It makes me happy when JW is here, because he always does the multiple smiles with his colon.
It is Sharky. You made it.
That is a Sharky.
Yeah.
What up, Sharky?
Hey, y'all.
I hear you, JW, though.
Can y'all hear me?
Hey, buddy.
Yep, we hear you, Sharky.
My new phone, doesn't work on these things sometimes, but my,
that's right, JW.
5-6-year-old tablet does. So, Google technology. Go, Gadget.
You just reminded
Okay.
me of Inspector Gadget.
Exactly what I was thinking, Danny. Go Gadget. Yeah, yeah.
Go Gadget.
Go Gadget.
Google
Top
Gadget.
there.
Oh.
And Danny's
Yeah, I love
Agent
that.
99.
That cartoon
Danny's
was
Agent 99.
Uh,
No, I think she's Penny.
Oh.
oh,
yeah.
God,
Scooby-
yeah, I'm
Scooby-Doo
totally- What
Penny,
are you
that one?
talking about?
No, Penny from
No,
Inspector Gadget. His
Oh.
I'm the
name's-
Claus cat.
No, you're not the Claus cat. You're Penny, and you have the dog, and you get that's yeah.
How do
That's
you
just-
know?
Because that's just how it is tonight. I worked 13 hours today. I slept 5 hours last night. Blah 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 blah.
13
How are you,
whole Big
Sharky?
ol' hours.
How are you, Sharky?
Good. I've only got one headphone that works. Gotta buy another set. My son's trying to show me these that are like $150. I'm like, my God, but I can't find. You guys put a marble in my ear and. All right, now talk.
You know what? One's good enough. We can hear you 5 by 5.
I can hear great now. I put a marble. Look, this actually fits.
Is it a Steely? Or is it a cat eye?
Yeah.
It's a cat eye.
Like, get that
it's
marble
not-
out of your head.
What about
No marbles in the head.
I got disco marbles.
No marbles in the
Yeah.
orifices.
He didn't lose
Chloe
his marble.
remembers when I used to tell scary stories on Digi. I used to do it on my stream too. How Saturday night where we just did a scary story. And matter of fact, I have one for you. I was driving across country with my mom and sister when I was 16, and my sister was 20. It was late, but we were rested, still alert. We were driving along an interstate and needed gas and a bathroom break, so we stopped at the only rest stop about 200 miles. In about 200 miles, there was a van full of teenagers on the road trip at the gas station, as well as a small gray car parked at the pump in front of us, with two young men standing still outside of it. When we got there, everything felt wrong. We'd been on the road for days and seen many rest stops at night and had never been afraid until then. My mom and sister went inside and I stayed in the car. I heard the teenagers say they were creeped out and couldn't get the pump to work, and they left in a hurry. I was watching the car in front of us, and the two men had not moved at all, not an inch. They weren't talking, they weren't on phones, they were just standing there, still a stone, like stone statues. My sister and mom came running back out to the car, and when they got in, the two men slowly turned to look at us while not moving or pivoting the rest of their bodies. And I swear to fucking shit, we all saw the same thing. They had eyes dark as pitch and empty, truly empty, not black, not reflecting any light at all, just a void. We sped out of there and didn't stop until we were in the next city. The worst thing about the entire experience, we couldn't find the place on any map. We knew exactly which spot on the interstate to look, and we couldn't find it on Google Maps or any paper map we had. We even asked locals about the creepy gas station out on the stretch of road and got only confused looks. We've traveled on that interstate since, and there were no the gas station was not to be found. Not to be found at all.
That was pretty scary.
Could you tell I was reading that?
Of course.
Only a little bit.
I was kidding with my husband
Don't
and
pat him on
family.
the ass and blow smoke. But it's good, Patrick, because
I
that
didn't
is
say
how
no.
that is how back in the day that was the stuff. And everybody, I mean, it's funny.
Yeah, I think I could have picked a better one out of here than that.
It's
The
fine.
That was
No.
kind of stupid, actually.
It had like a House of a Thousand Corpses vibe.
There
Like,
was a little scary
That's what
stuff.
I was thinking. I was waiting
Yeah.
for the chicken guy and
yay!
the roller coaster,
Tasty
and
fried
come get your
chicken.
fried chicken. I'm in a
Totally
clown.
JW. Totally JW.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Hey,
that's
Sharky.
how it is. Yeah.
How long's a piece of string?
Oh shit! I've only seen those movies like once or
Too
twice.
damn long, Sharky. It's too damn long.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this piece of string walks into a bar. And he goes up to the bar and he says, "Say, I'd like a beer." And the bartender says, "We don't serve your kind here." And he walks outside and he's really sad. And his friends, his other pieces of string, are standing outside and they're like, "What happened?" He's like, "They won't serve our kind here." So the guy grabs the bottom of his leg and he rips it up around his stomach and he pulls it tight. And then he messes up his hair and he bounces in there one-legged into the bar and he says, "Hey, I'd like a beer." And the bartender says, "We don't serve your kind here. You're a piece of string." And the guy says, "Afraid not."
Afraid not. Afraid not.
I was waiting for you to say they didn't serve his
Yeah,
kind
I
of
like
beer.
that.
Come on, afraid not.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
I gotta say something to Chloe.
Do it.
Rob Zombie is redoing the Munsters.
Oh, no way. That's going to be
I
brutally epic.
You know,
Rob
when I
Zombie
was
makes
in the
the sickest
service,
films. Love it.
it's a kind of a funny world. But when I was in the service, you know, we had this one guy. I forget what his fucking name was. He had this really, you know, in the Marine Corps, you can only have 0 to 3 inches of hair, but sometimes people go without it, you know, just to be a rebel or whatever. Like when I pierced my nipples on my own and put me in the fucking hospital.
Jesus, man.
And so, you know, so you can't go in the hospital with pierced nipples, so you got to take them, and then the holes get messed up because you did them on your stone.
Go into an MRI with those.
Not if you get an MRI.
Yeah, you know, yeah. So you know, it's like a funny thing, and like, what's that guy's name? He had a really funny name. He looked funny. He had a funny name, but he's
Did they
the
call you
one that when I
Nipples?
first. No, but I did go out with a redheaded girl that had married another Marine, but she only married to get out of the base. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like a weird thing. But one of her rings, I was in bed with her, and not like we ever went all the way or nothing. But you know, I was in bed with her one night. And I'm like, "What the hell, Hetty? You know, why is one of your nipples twice the size of the other one?" And she said, "Oh, I pierced it and it got hung on the sheets, and it ripped my nipple off." And I'm like, "Oh my God!" And then what do I do years later? You know, like a year later, I pierced both of mine.
Pierce your own
like
nipples.
a dumbass, you know. Yeah. You know, you take the needle, and you know, my friend did it, and they thought it was cool. We was over there drinking, and you know, him and his wife Natalie, and it's like, I'm like, he showed me, he's like, "Hey man, look at this." I'm like, "What the fuck, Kevin?" And he's like, "Yeah, man." And he's like, "I did it myself." I'm like, "You did what?" And he's like, "Yeah." And so
The
as the night
karmic
goes
circle
on,
is
you
real.
get more, and all of a sudden you're like, you know, I kind of think
Ripping
I like
off your
this
shirt
one. It's like, grab me a needle, and so then you got to put your nipple on the table, and then you kind of go through it little by
Showing
little.
your titties. Yeah, showing your titties.
pain will go, and then it goes away, and then you push more, and the pain goes away. You push more, and next thing you're through. But then what happens is you try to pull yourself back, and you realize your titty's stuck to the table because you pushed the needle in too fucking far.
The
And you're
karmic
like,
circle,
"Oh,
buddy.
God," you know?
I knew you were gonna say that.
Holy cow.
Yeah. But whatever, it's funny when you're young.
It's all good, Doc. It's funny when you're young.
Yeah, that was young, and those holes never go away.
It's
Believe
funny
me,
when
they're
you're
still there.
young.
Take a long time for me to get that out of my head, Sharky.
Yeah, no shit.
So,
But
kinda like
I
what-
appreciate your honesty.
And I appreciate that I will
Totally
never
appreciate your honesty.
consider learning that lesson myself.
And we'll never look
Yeah.
at your titties again the same way, Sharky.
Oh yeah. You don't want to look
That's
at my titties.
brave.
You ever
You
watch
brave
wrestling?
soldier.
You remember how wrestling was? And you had like the guy, you had Hulk Hogan, and you had the other guy that.
Hulkamania running wild.
My little Hulkamaniac.
Yeah, Hulkamania, and you had the.
What
the
up,
Ric
Joe
Flair.
Dirt?
It's like, woo!
Oh,
And then
you
that's
see
Ric
Hulk-
Flair.
Yeah, that was Ric
right?
Flair.
Yeah, that's Ric Flair. You're right.
I think
Yeah,
isn't
but
Ric
then, like-
Flair one of your cousins, Danny?
Which one?
Ric Flair? Isn't that one of your cousins?
Probably.
That's so cool.
Hulkamania
Well, I got his
running
titties,
wild.
What's wrong with,
I got
with
all-
the Ultimate Warrior? Or-
Nothing's wrong with the
or
Ultimate
Macho
Warrior.
Yeah, if you guys actually paid
Macho Man
attention
Randy
and
Savage.
know my last name, you'll
What's that,
you'll
Joe?
you'll
Oh,
know
yeah.
you'll know my hero. Hacksaw!
Hacksaw! Holy
Is it
cow.
is
You
it
know who-
cliche that I love Sting?
Where
No,
we
Sting
go?
was awesome. He was just like the Crow.
Is it synchronicity that my favorite wrestler was Jake the Snake Roberts?
Oh yeah.
I don't think you have to chalk that up to synchronicity,
Patrick
Patrick.
Roberts, Jake Roberts. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Right.
Makes
the
sense
snake
to me.
plissken.
Yep.
And I'm
You
going
know,
to bring out.
when I was
No.
in my early 20s, I tried out for that professional wrestling.
Did
Holy
you?
shit!
When
I'm
I-
so glad you failed, because your body
Yeah,
would have
down
been
in-
beat to
Dude,
shit.
do you
What
see
about
how
who
each
did
one
you-
of us really fucking fell into the trap? Do you
When
see
I was
how
down
each
in-
one of us fell into the trap?
Yeah,
You know,
when I
it's
was
like
down in-
watching your favorite NASCAR. It's like watching your favorite football player. We all fall in that
That's
trap,
fake.
man.
Joe.
When I-
Yeah, but
Wrestling's
we
when
didn't.
I
real.
was down
We
in-
didn't know that
when I
back
was
then,
down in-
Joe.
when I was down in
And it
Florida-
made me very excited. Yeah. So yeah.
when I was down in Florida, I tried out for it, and when I found out what it was all about, I was like, nope. They actually would pay you so much to actually cut yourself, and they would put the razor blade underneath the mat, in the corner of the mat, underneath the mat,
Wow.
and
Pity the
they
fool.
and the referees, when you practice with the guy you're going against, and the referee, whoever's refereeing the match that night, has to be with you and the other guy during your practice, so he knows what moves you're supposed to do on the other guy and what the other guy's supposed to do on you. And then the referee, as you know, the referee has some play in it too. Like, they'll pretend like they don't see something when he turns around, and all of a sudden the guy hits him with a chair, and he throws the chair away or whatever.
Oh, the folding
It's
chair.
like, oh, the
always.
referee don't see that. It's all fucking bullshit. And
Yeah,
They
I
always
tell you
turn
what,
around at the
man,
right time.
I've gotten hit by a folding chair, and it did not feel funny.
yeah,
If
if you watch the movie,
Wow.
if you watch the movie of what the hell is his name?
With Mickey Rourke.
Redbird, the movie Redbird.
Mickey Rourke.
Mickey
You
Rourke,
can
the
see-
That's
wrestler.
a powerful movie.
Yeah, that
Cool.
that shit's not that movie was true to the bone. The only thing they didn't show in that movie is I don't think did they show razor blades in that movie or not?
Yeah,
how
they did.
Yeah,
Did
they
they?
did.
Yeah,
So
how they
yeah,
did.
that movie
Aldo,
was
what
true.
movie?
It's called the rest.
What movie?
Called The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, okay, I remember.
Yeah.
yeah.
That movie,
That
I can't really it's hard for me to watch anymore because when I was so strung out on drugs, with the medical drugs and the painkillers and all that it's like some of those parts I'm like, oh my God, and I'm out of pain now. You know what I'm saying? I take vitamins and I leave. And like I literally died from the VA and woke up and I'm in a different version and that's just that was the main one that made me realize something's going on, and that's how you realize that when you go backtrack that you probably died plenty of times throughout your life and somehow you're traveling, but you don't want to take yourself out ever.
I consider that. I consider that third partner. I've considered that.
Yeah. Something to damn sure think about.
There's a new catchphrase.
I'm sorry.
Let's get ready to ready.
Let's get ready to get ready.
No, that was good.
What the fuck? Yeah,
Oh, you really want me to get started? You guys want me to get started, man? Because we can bring this shit right off the rails real quick.
Holy cow. Hey, by the way, for all of y'all, it's technically Memorial Day.
I wonder how many people.
Yes,
I'm still in Sunday.
Happy Armistice Day.
All y'all are in Monday, but I'm still in Sunday. So
No, I wonder how many people that are, in their 20s and 30s know what Memorial Day is.
they have no flipping idea.
Not a
It's
clue.
actually 1, 2, 3, 4 for me right now. 1, 2, 3, 4.
12:34.
It's 134
Yep,
here.
right now.
1, 2, 3.
I love you guys.
Sunday,
you,
Sunday, JW.
Sunday.
What, Joe?
What
You
was
out
the
later.
fucking Creed Day?
Sunday.
Joe won.
Did he?
Wasn't there a day
I
for
think he did.
trees?
I'm not.
I only
It
won
was pretty
because she
intense.
likes me.
She does like
behave.
you.
Yeah, I know.
Sunday.
I love you guys so much. You don't even understand, man. Today
Yes,
I
we do.
hung out with some real people for the first time in quite a few months. It was
How was that?
fun.
Wow, that's weird.
It was great. It was fun, man. I mean, we caught a lot of fish. We're out on the big boats, but I gotta
Nice.
tell you, man, it's you guys that I want to really talk to. I love
We need
you
to go
guys.
fishing. I know we need to go fishing, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Imagine
What are
the
you
6 of
fishing
us
for?
fishing.
Oh
shit.
no, that 6 of us fishing. That's 120 fish. Let's go.
We'd catch any fish. We'd be too damn busy talking.
No, we'd be catching fish, Anton.
Yeah. We can
I
talk
don't even think that's a thing anymore. You know how they
Hey, I don't have.
Everybody's gonna
Here's the
scare the
funny
fish
thing.
away, huh?
I don't
Shark?
have a fishing license, right? I don't have a fishing license, but I am a master on a boat, and I ran a boat for many years and all that. You guys don't know that, do you?
Wait,
every
you have to have
time I
you have to have a
touch
license to catch
we
fish.
do now.
Well, yeah, you gotta have a
to.
license. for it. But the point is,
You're
every
supposed
time I
to.
walked around that boat today and I told them, hey, do this, they caught a fish within 1 second to 5 seconds. I'm fucking a good fisherman, dude.
Hey,
But I don't
Clearly,
got a
rock,
license,
rock.
but I was a master on a boat for quite a while, actually.
You were a master
I
boater.
took out your launches and showed you where to go.
You were a guide.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. Yeah, I was a masturbator.
It's probably better than master boater.
At least you said it.
Yeah, I was a masturbator, man.
But let's get a real boat instead of a canoe, because if Sharky
really
stood up in the
hate
canoe, we'd all go over.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, my body,
I-
my body
That is the truth, right?
You know what I've always
I can
wanted is one of
never-
those little like fishing boats that has the full like chest height waders built
You want a
into
belly
the
boat?
bottom
That's a
of
belly
it.
boat. That's a belly boat,
That's so retarded. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
dude. The people belly boat out
I
here.
could never. I could
Hey
never
guys,
be
I
part
told
of
you
the.
this before, but our world really is coming to an end because my dream was selling around the world, and I don't see it happening right now. They won't let me ashore.
They won't let you
My
anyway.
dream was selling around the world, and
Well, you know
now
why
that
they
I
won't?
can do it,
Because you don't have to
they
have a
won't let me
passport.
ashore.
Well, Joe,
Yeah,
pick
no, I got
pick another,
passport, but I ain't
No, you
taking
don't.
the shit.
pick another dream.
No,
Pick
you don't
another
need
dream.
to. Think about
Yeah.
the word passport
Choose another dream.
when you're on. Hush.
Hey,
What?
I
welcome,
know,
Allison.
Algo, but that was a serious dream for
I know, but
20 years.
those dreams change and fade. And
That
pick
was
another.
my
You-
retirement plan,
Discourage
dude.
him. Stop it.
That was
Good
my
night, Johnny
retirement
boy.
plan.
Well, no, I mean I appreciate that. I totally appreciate that, and I'm not trying to discount it. I'm just saying that
You
If
said
you-
pick another dream.
if you find yourself in a place, if you
That
find yourself
easy.
in a no, if you find
Bibbidi
yourself
bobbidi boo.
if you find yourself in a place where the thing that you wanted is not going to happen, then choose again.
Says who?
Hey, I
Says
moved on.
says every
But I tell
says
you what, that one
says
That's
I
for
moved on,
every
but that
individual to
hurts.
decide for themselves, not
I
for
know,
you to
but
squash.
it's an option for me to share because
Share
this
what?
place
Your
this place is
Debbie Downerness.
easy. This place is like a
No,
interactive video
Easy.
game where
honestly, I still
Easy.
haven't really
Female.
given up the hope about
No, it wasn't
selling
like that.
up the coast. You know, I
Big-
could
it's
sail
sell up the coast.
and
Hell yeah.
There's a
Do it.
lot of places I could go.
yes, do it.
You
Do
can
it.
go anywhere in the water
tomorrow,
because
bud.
you
Do
don't
it
need
tomorrow.
a passport to
You do
go
not.
anywhere in the water. That's what it is. You're
Well,
passing
I'll
the
go- it
ports.
would be tomorrow, but
You
it'll
get a
take me a
passport
couple years
to go on an
actually
airplane
shift the idea.
When
to
you can,
pass
Joe, do it.
the ports, which
She's
are in
right.
the water.
She's right.
You don't ever have to have a passport to go anywhere by water.
Oh, today I sat on the water, dude, and it was like I felt at home. I haven't been on the water in 3 years. You know, I really felt at home once
That's
I.
the best thing about
Sweet.
maritime law.
Yep.
The water is where you can accomplish things.
Hey,
The
I've got,
water. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
you might like these. What the hell am I looking? Oh yeah, my tablet. These are old pictures, right? Back when I was younger. But you might, since you work at the racetrack, you might kind of recognize some of these. The people here back.
All right, who's that, Mike?
I remember you showing them pictures before, Sharky.
That looks like Don Carlos.
Yeah.
Did I
Yeah.
show these before? I don't
Big
remember
Daddy.
showing these before.
Big Daddy Don
I
Carlos.
thought this was
It
Big
looks
Daddy.
like a Don to me.
That's Big Daddy
Yeah.
Don Carlos.
It really does. You're right.
I thought this
That
was
is a Don.
This was that Kenny? Or am I getting fucking names all kind of screwed up here?
I can see a Kenny in there, I guess.
I can't remember.
I don't know.
I didn't
What
write on
importance is it to
I
you?
just wanted
What
to say
important?
I was like hungry.
it was at Houston Raceway Park
Nice.
when I was
Did you
younger.
take did you take those pictures?
My friend did. I got pictures of him standing next to him too.
Cool.
So we trade off the camera. They're really cool guys. I mean, they just let us like we were young. Infatuated. And they, shook our hand and let us take pictures and stuff. So it was kind of cool, you know. That's the weird thing about this place. I don't understand how the world is so big, but so small that we can all find other people, usually the famous people that we've met. Or like, how does that fucking make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Hey, for real. You know,
it
Hey,
very well could.
I'm fucking
Sharky,
famous. I'm famous.
you are famous.
I'll make you famous. Come on now.
Sharky, it could
We're
just
what we
be.
want to be.
How could you not be famous with hair like that?
Sharky, it could just be an energetic place where the energies from the people that you've met get to resonate with all of us, and we get to see them and we get to share that, and we're like, oh yeah, we know that guy. And the world's very small. It's very small.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And
totally.
all of us are.
Hey,
I mean, the what is it? Kevin Bacon, 7 separations of Kevin Bacon, or whatever the shit they call that.
Yeah.
It's real, and if I've always said, if you can listen to somebody long enough, if you can listen to somebody long enough and they can share their stuff, they're gonna bump. I was in Florida. I was in the Florida Keys, sitting at a tiki bar, talking to a bartender, and the bartender actually went to high school with a guy that I worked with back in Denver. And the old, no shit. And they were both from the UP in Michigan. And that was how I got the clue, because he's like, well, I went to Dow High School. I'm like, no shit. And the guy was about the same age. I said, did you know Jim Duluth? He's like, no fucking way. I'm like, yeah, Jim, I work with Jim in Colorado. And I think I think that's the same thing with all of us. There's a common symmetry, or else we would not be here tonight. There's some energetic thing that we all share, whether we like it or not. We all share it. Mm-hmm. And if we can sort through the shit, then we can. To me, it's about connection. So
yeah, Mike, that's weird. I got a story just like that, Mike. Me and my wife went down to
people.
We went to Disney World, same exact thing, and I was in Blizzard Beach in the pool, and I'm swimming around in the pool, and I bump into this guy, and it was my neighbor down the street, and I'm going, wow, it's weird how that stuff happens, how small the world is. Yep.
How long ago was
that?
It's
just like I was saying at the beginning. I actually seen a couple friends today that I haven't seen in months. And I don't see a lot of people. I can really go about 6 months before I see some friends. But I still wanted to run back here to talk to you guys.
Right. I get that too.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up, man.
Is it fucked up?
I think so sometimes, yeah.
Okay, sometimes it is, but you can.
What's fucked up about it is you can connect
and the point is
with your other friends like you can with us.
We connect in a way that a lot of us outside do not connect. And that's the point. Outside you got to put on a different face. A lot of times you do. Forgive me if you don't like that, but
you're fine, but you got to realize too, what you spew out of your mouth, just like any of us, everybody is gonna perceive it as a little bit different.
Forgive me, Patrick, but I've already been nuts for over a decade, so I don't care what comes out of my mouth. It's just the reactions of people that I concern myself with.
Right, but no, listen to me. Listen. When you're talking or I'm talking, whatever I spew out of my mouth, people are going to perceive it in different ways, and that's okay. Whatever they need to take from whatever you or I talk about, they're not, whether it be good or bad, they're going to look at it. It's going to fit with somehow we all have a certain connection. Each and every one of us, because we're always connecting as much as possible online. We always are drawn to the same people. I mean, we watch other channels, but we always congregate back to our same circles. I don't know if you guys notice that, but
Yeah, of course.
I could go off and be in some other chat, and I might run into somebody here and there. Very seldom do I. But everybody, I mean, actually, there is a few times where I've actually seen people off in channels I wouldn't have thought that I would have seen them in. But anyways, it's like we go to them channels and we listen to them, but we don't fit in with them people in that chat like
Not in
we
the same
do
way.
like we do here. We can interact with the other chat, but they're really not interacting with us. I don't feel a connection at all when I'm chatting in another chat. We're just talking.
Right.
Not like
That's
if
right.
I'm here,
Don't put me in a box, damn
it. Joe, nobody's putting you in a box.
I understand. And that's why I'm here. That's why some of us are here. I can't speak for anyone else because they're not me. But that's why I'm here.
Right, yeah. And we all talk night after night, basically the same stuff. But every time we talk about it, there's something new that comes out of it that somebody says. And that's the good part about we listen to each other and we help one another out, like, whether it be words of wisdom financially, or loving each other, like dating or whatever. We all connect. But
Patrick, dial that back.
It gets.
That's what I was thinking, right? He's a funny guy.
It gets hairy when we get close to one another. Like, whenever we start getting close, like meeting up and stuff, it always seems like fucking shit starts to go wrong. Like it's trying to keep us from hooking up,
Dude, you and I are not hooking up, but I get your point. I literally do, and the one thing for me, getting to meet so many cool people in the digital realm, and so many kind people, and so many people who are inquisitive and want to find things out and all the stuff. I feel lucky that I have a place in this computer where I can speak about things that if I did it in my waking life with the analog world, those people would shun me and push me aside and hold me in contempt, and they would try to ridicule, and because they don't have the emotional awareness or the higher sense of who they are to be able to talk about it. I mean, that's how it is to me.
Hey, I'm going to give you an example of today. I'm going to give you an example of today, if you don't mind. I had over 20 people here. I had 12 four-wheelers come drive through, and we drove on the trails I made and everything else. But the point is, I passed one rock, and I literally looked at one of my. He's a good buddy. He does a lot for me if he can. I looked at his old lady and I said, that rock right there is a chunk of flesh. Don't you remember when I told you your veins are making gold? And you know what? I don't know if I sparked a spark, but they're oblivious. They're oblivious. I mean, I could show you a chunk of flesh out there, and I could show you where gold comes from, but they're oblivious. Everyone that I even try to explain, I sound like a fucking idiot. I sound like a retard.
You don't.
I do.
No,
But
you
I
don't.
still do it though, Algo. I still do it. I'm not different from here to out there. I am no different.
Dude,
I
neither
am
am I.
a crazy motherfucker.
I'm not different either. If you met me in real life, in the analog, I'm the exact same dumb shit that I am right now.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, yeah. But I did say that, and I had to shake my head because they didn't even understand.
No, I get that. I totally get that.
Big boulders, of flesh.
But it's not your fault that they don't know where you're coming from. That is not your fault.
No, I know here, but you can't expect it not to sadden my heart.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? You can't expect it not to sadden my heart.
Well, no, fair point. I don't expect it
not
to sadden your
That's the only reason why I
heart.
repeat it. That's the only reason why I repeat it.
It sucks that it saddens your heart.
Was it?
It does. It sucks. And
Was it Kenny Bernstein?
Kenny Bernstein.
Was that the Edelbrock racer?
Yeah, Kenny Bernstein was Edelbrock.
That's who that picture was with. And Big Daddy
No,
Don
it was Kenny
Garlic.
Bernstein and not Don Carlos.
Yeah, Kenny Bernstein and Big Daddy Don Garlic. Yeah, and what was so funny is, watching Kenny Bernstein, he was a little guy, right? He turned to be little, not like I was that big. But he, so he was shorter than me, but it was so funny watching him ride around in the pits on a bicycle. Knowing that motherfucker goes like 200 plus, and it's like, here he goes. on a bicycle.
Since you're talking about drag racing, Jerky, all of the drag racers, no, it's fine. All of the drag racers that are at the place and they do all the stuff are like 5'6" and 140 pounds. They're all these tiny little dudes. And I have no idea why. They're all the littlest.
It's because
you have no idea why?
Like the jockey. It's just
because
like
they don't
the
weigh
jockey.
anything. They don't weigh down the car.
Yeah, it's just like the jockey on a horse, right?
No, it's different because
just
when
like
you have
jockey on a horse.
No, it's different because when you have 1,500 horsepower, it does not make a shit bit of difference.
It does make a difference.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If I have 15,000 horsepower, I'm gonna make sure I take a piss first.
And taking a piss first is smart, but if you're 180 pounds or you're 230 pounds, at that kind of horsepower, your time differential is nothing.
It's still something, though.
It's not. No, they've proven it over and over and over. It's traction. NHRA. It's surface area equals traction. Traction.
Yeah,
equals
I have
time.
actually no idea. But I will believe Algo on this since he's sitting at a fucking racetrack day after day.
Unfortunately, day after day. I love the people I work with. I hate the fucking job I do. I'll just tell you guys that. It's awful. Yeah. But I love the people I work for.
Somebody in chat will get hit, Mike, and I don't know how to delete them. If you look at the chat,
did.
Okay, I don't know how to do that stuff.
She got it covered.
No, okay. Algo. I worked at the racetrack for about 6 years of my life when I was way younger of a man.
Yeah.
So I kind of understand, but I don't understand. But you know what I mean. But I worked there. We got an international raceway right here in my town. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know where I am, so you know what fucking raceway it
Yeah,
is.
totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, my job's horrible because I am the bad guy. From the time I clock in until the time I leave, I am the bad guy. I'm the heavy. It's
Hey,
a thing, but I like the
I'm
family. I
gonna
like
tell
the
you
people.
guys a story. The first time I ever got into the International Raceway at my house, I hid in a trunk. I hid in the trunk of the car to save the money.
Nice.
You
We used to do that to drive it.
know what I mean? No shit.
Yeah, we
So
used to do that at the drive-in theater.
Joe, I remember when I was a boy growing up with my father. My family didn't have money, so I always was hungry, always starving, and we used to go out hunting deer in the woods, and we'd shoot the deer first and hide them to make sure we got one, hide them under leaves and snow or whatnot, and then go buy the $100 license to put on its horns, the tags, because we didn't have the extra $100 to spend and not get food.
Absolutely.
So, do you remember, Mike, when you were growing up? Were you hungry at all? Because I was, me and my family, we were always starving.
actually never did that, but I do understand, Glenn.
Yep.
I never did that,
Well,
but I
I'll tell
do
you,
understand what you said.
My dad took my little brother and my friend and I out squirrel hunting, and we all had 22s, and my friend and I were going to go off in one area, and my dad and my little brother go off in another, split off in the other area. And my dad goes, I'm only going to tell you once. If you shoot a deer, I will beat your ass.
Yeah.
We didn't get 50 yards into the woods, and I heard bang, bang, bang. Pat, come here. So I ran over there. Me and my friend Harley, we both ran over there. My dad's like handing me the buck knife and said, gut it out. I'm going to go get the car. And I'm like, oh my God. So I got it out.
Patrick, I'll tell you one thing. I actually don't plan on shooting no deer for sure. Because all I gotta do is put a rope there and I can snare any deer I fucking want, dude. I'm not lying, man. I've watched these trails for my entire life.
Dude, you're
I don't need to shoot a deer anymore. All I gotta do is sit there with a knife and just go.
So going back to the story, after I got it out, my dad, we had a little bitty one of them small station wagons. So we couldn't get we had to put the deer, we had to hide the deer. So we took the spare tire out of the little hatch thing, and my dad broke its legs, and we stuffed the deer inside there, put it down in the tarp over the top, and had my little brother sit on sit on it. And on our way out of the woods, I shit you not, the DNR truck was coming in, and it was like, oh my God,
we're fucked.
Wow. Because my dad shot that deer out of season. It wasn't deer hunting season.
And did you get it with a 22, Patrick? A 22 kill that deer? Or?
My dad shot him, with the 22, yeah.
Really? I didn't think a 22 was strong enough to kill a deer.
A 22 will kill anything if you hit it in the right place.
That's actually what scares me the most.
You hit it in the right place.
You
put it
can't
right
even
through the heart.
Because you got to know that most of the animals are tracked already.
I mean,
most
this was
of the
back
animals
in the
are tracked, dude.
This was back in the 80s. I don't know, if they were.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, if I went outside right now and just fucking shot a deer or even strangled a deer, you know what I mean, and brought it home, the DNR would be here because every fucking thing is tracked.
So when I hit a deer and kill it with my car, I don't have no DNR pulling up to me saying,
Did you guys get caught, Patrick?
No.
Okay.
No, we got out of there and got the deer home, hung it up in the garage, and
Had venison.
yep,
I think
had
it's
some
good.
venison to eat. I grew up pretty poor myself. Yeah.
Yeah, same thing, Patrick. Same thing.
So tell me this one. Have
I
you
didn't
guys
grow
ever?
up poor, dude. I
Have
grew
you
up.
guys?
I grew up in a single person, my mother only, and I'll tell you what, I never experienced poor. She worked 12 hours a day for an entire life. I don't know what poor is. I always had a roof over my head. I always had a stable thought.
Good point,
Well,
Joe. It's
Let-
not poor.
Yeah.
It's just without money.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
go ahead.
we're not poor. No, I was gonna say, had you guys ever had tuna on toast?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
So your mom takes a can of tuna and mixes it with milk and puts it over toast.
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Sounds
Yeah.
awful.
You
It's-
gotta have tuna gravy.
It's
You
the most-
make white gravy. And you put tuna in it.
But you've never
Okay.
had shit on shingles, have you?
Yeah.
Yes,
I was
I-
thinking that same
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Dan.
No, I
I've
have.
had
So
shit
good.
on the shingles.
I love it.
My
Shit
mother
on the
used to call it
shingles for me is a
Hey,
hamburger
Smurfette,
over
I eat that
potatoes.
almost every morning.
or beef.
It's kind of tasty.
It's beef tips and
I eat
stuff with gravy
biscuits
over.
and
Yeah.
gravy
Tips?
almost every morning.
Yeah.
Okay, come on.
Are you fancy?
We're not
must
rich.
not have
It's
been
chip
able to
beef.
afford the
Chip
It's
Hey.
dried.
Right.
Algo.
in a can.
We must
gravy.
not have
Trying
been
to
able
gain
to.
weight again.
Hold up, guys.
You know what I mean?
Say it again.
Hold
Pat.
up,
Hang on,
hold
Joe.
up.
Hang on, Joe.
We must not have been able to afford beef tips because we had hamburger with some sort of sauce in it, and then they put it over potatoes. I think it was cream
Oh.
of mushroom soup, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
With peas in it. Did your mom put peas in it?
No.
No.
Mine did.
No.
Yeah, my mother called it tuna wiggle, Danny, and she put peas in the
Tuna wiggle. Mine tried to put limas in there,
That was great.
and I actually
I
fell
don't
asleep
know what
at
the hell
table.
that was, but I'll
Yep.
stay away from it.
I remember we were so hungry when I was a kid growing up. We'd go out and hit the local farmers, and we got a bunch of corn out of their fields, and I'd cook it, and the water would turn red, and the corn was real hard, and I'm thinking, what is this? And I didn't learn till later on it was cattle
Feed
corn we were
Feed
eating.
corn. Yeah.
Yep, they called it
Eating
cattle
feed corn.
corn. Yep,
Yeah, cattle corn, feed corn.
yep.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I remember actually running away from home when I was fucking 16 years old. And we ended up in New Mexico and we were eating cattle corn.
Yep.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
I
I'm
never
not
even
lying,
skipped school,
man.
Joe.
We made it all the way to New Mexico, though. We were
Wow.
so stupid we didn't know it wasn't Mexico.
But Joe, I ate that too. We all ate. I
True
don't know
story,
who else
man.
was eating
True
it. Yep.
story.
When you're hungry, Joe, you eat anything you can, man.
Dude, I was so mad at one of my buddies because he went in the store and stole sardines. You know damn well I wasn't going to eat a sardine, so
I
why'd
love-
you steal that?
I love sardines.
know
I
what
still
is-
buy them today. Yeah.
You know what his example was?
With tomato sauce.
I knew no one else would eat them. That's why I stole them.
I just get the
No,
King Oscar, Mike. I tried
hot
the ones
sauce.
that have that. Yep.
I like them in the hot sauce.
You like them too, though, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me too.
What about Beanie Weenie?
I like beanie weenie.
I love
the
Beanie
little
Weenie.
bitty
Yeah.
wieners. The
I
little
actually
bitty
just-
wieners in the can.
Yep. I love those.
Yeah.
Yep. And how about spam? I just grabbed some cans of spam. Have you
I've
had
never
that?
I
had
hated
spam.
spam.
Dude,
Ugh,
unless
I
you
couldn't
unless you
stand
fry
that
it,
shit.
unless you fry spam.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
I've
exactly
never
what I'm
had
going to do
it.
with it, Mike. I'm going to.
I don't care how hungry I am. That shit's so salty.
You know what spam is?
I can,
No,
Salt.
ground up pots, right?
Spam is
fake bacon.
it's ground up pork and fat and salt.
It looks like pate.
It does, but it's not. It is not a good
It's
flavor.
not.
No.
No, it's
Is it the
not.
same ingredients as a hot dog, Mike? Spam
No.
and hot dog? No.
Oh man,
No.
but Sharky Sharky, I bet you eat fried bologna.
Yeah.
Burnt.
Oh, it's
Burnt
got to be
fried
black.
bologna, it's gotta
Yeah,
crispy.
I
if it's
don't-
not
I
black,
don't
then
like
put it back in the
bologna.
pan.
And you can do that with
Boy,
spam.
if you make me some spam, that's the last dinner we ever have.
Well, you can do that with spam if you cut it really thin.
I'm gonna tell you something
Yeah,
weird.
whatever. You can slice it, dice it any way you want, but
I'm gonna tell you
That
a
shit's
weird
not
video
right.
I saw as a recipe. You want to hear a spam recipe? Like
Go
We
ahead,
also
Sharky.
ate
all right, make your fried rice, right? Make your day old rice. You make your eggs up, whatever you want to put in there. You take your spam when you're fixing to cook it, right? You pull out, you throw it on the thing. Okay, now weird. Okay, now you remember when? Does anybody remember this shit? Because this shit it doesn't happen here. You open up a can of Bindy Weenies and it was jelly on that fucking shit.
Yeah, gelatin.
Not juice. It was jelly. And you have to scrape off the damn jelly off your Bindy Weenie before you could eat it. Remember that? Or is that
It
just
melts
me?
if you heat it up.
Well,
No,
it will.
but now it's juice. Now it is juice.
But who
You
wants
crack the
to
can open.
do that?
You dump the water out because the water is what my dad's other kids that
Sharky,
he
you're
raised.
talking about
was
Vienna
letting drink.
sausages.
Nope.
Yes.
Oh, he
Yeah.
is.
yeah,
Oh
they
my gosh.
rank right up there
You
to
dump the water out.
invite me
And,
for
Oh, yeah.
dinner.
and now you dump the water out, but it used to be jelly. It was grody. You would dump it out on a plate. It would be just like fat, like jelly. And so you kind of got to strip rinse them off, rinse the jelly off of the Bindy Weenies,
Yeah.
and then you would eat it. Or, you could eat the jelly if you wanted it to be that gross, but it
Well-
was just kind of grody because it was fucking jelly. But here it's juice, and anyhow, what I was going to say with the spam, you take the spam and you chop
Yeah,
it
I
up,
just
right?
thought of something.
And you take sugar.
Hang on, Joe.
You take sugar, white sugar, and you just sprinkle it all over that motherfucker. And then you put it in the skillet without anything, and it caramelizes. The sugar caramelizes and makes the spam sweet.
Sweet spam, baby.
It's
That's
crispy on
gonna
the
be my-
outside.
I'll tell you what, that's
tender
gonna be
on
my
the
next channel.
inside, and makes a weird fucking spam, man.
Sharky,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got a horrible question for you, but can I
Okay.
ask it?
Yeah.
What's the worst thing you ever ate?
Squirrel brains.
Nice. You got me beat.
Souse.
I don't know, man. I guess.
with
No,
that,
some
yeah,
guys,
that's pretty bad.
I am going. I apologize, but I'm going to have to end the stream.
Don't worry,
I'm,
end the stream,
like,
brother.
Starting to fall asleep.
Bounce us
Aw.
out.
Yeah,
Sweet dreams,
It's a good
Patrick.
way to end it.
Love
Yeah.
you, bro.
Thanks a lot.
yeah. Thank
Just
you.
start
I'll go for
kicking
some,
people out. Just start kicking people out. Give them
Yeah.
last words. Kick them out.
All right. Thanks, Algo, for coming on, and Glenn from Boston.
Yep, no problem, Patrick.
Smurfit Girl,
Always
Sharky,
good to see you,
and
buddy.
Joe Dirt. Thank you guys for coming on, and thank you, chat, for stopping by
So
and chatting with us. We'll see y'all next time on our new